Ready.
Hello. Way to go, Kristen.
Just don't say
Hello,
my name.
fellow bookworm. Manda!
Sorry, I'm sorry. I promise I didn't mean
Damn
to.
it, you two!
Okay, I will say nothing else from this moment forward.
You're both banished. Okay.
I'm speechless.
I don't know what to ask you.
If that's your kink, I'm so happy for you.
I will throw my old Kindle across the room because I'm not doing that.
And now, here are your hosts.
Hello, fellow bookworms. Welcome to Bookmark Your Next Chapter, a podcast hosted by Katie,
Amanda.
And Kristen.
three friends who love books. Well, guys, we're starting Cass's View, the Soul of Blood and Ash. And when we told you guys your homework, we said chapters 1 through 11. We are doing chapters 1 through 11. However, they are not numbered. So it made it for a little extra challenge. Don't mind my cat. She's in the background today. She insisted on being in here.
Listening. Did you? Were you listening?
I
Right?
was listening this time. Well, I went back and forth. I listened yesterday to the last 3 chapters, and then I was reading the first whatever, and it was definitely more confusing listening because there's not a pause.
I didn't know the chapter ended because it doesn't say chapter.
Oh, it doesn't say
No,
He
and
just
it's
keeps talking, but he says the title of the
he'll say
chapter,
the Omen, blah 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 blah, and
but
it sounds
I
like
didn't
it's
know
part of a
those were
sentence.
titles. I thought he was just saying that in his. And I remember seeing that I had 10 minutes left of listening, and I'm like, I feel like it's been 20 minutes, and I look and it had gone through a bunch, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yep.
Anyhow.
So little extra thinking cap needed for us friends. So yes, chapters 1 through 11 is what we're going to be covering today. But before we get into it, housekeeping.
Yes, so as always, we are an R-rated podcast. So any hanky-panky, any swearing, it's all
Lack of
on...
penises.
Yeah, there is no hanky-panky. We get close. We get horny Cass.
Yes. But that's not a,
but that's
a rarity.
So, yeah. Any young children, any spouses, parents, anyone you don't want listening to this with you, send them on their way now. It is time for some you time, us time, book club time.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to... What?
Before we get into it, you technically said the title of the book wrong. I don't really care about it, but I feel like you might
is
care when
it?
you edit it. Yes.
What is it?
You said the soul of blood and ash, and it's the soul of ash and blood, I believe.
Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start us off with chapter 1, aka present 1. This was the biggest one, and I won't lie. When I started this, I'm like, holy F, this thing is a bajillion million pages. How are we going to get through 11 chapters? But then the rest of them are like, don't worry, I got you. Here's 2 pages.
I was like, I started reading this knowing it was Cass POV, and I'm like, and I thought it was past, and I'm like, did I get the wrong book? What's happening?
I was confused too.
Yes, because it's like a continuation, right? And we weren't
Yes.
expecting that.
No, I was not expecting that.
Is this the wrong thing?
Okay, so our chapter opens obviously at Cass POV because this is where we're at right now, friends. So it is the gang plus Nectus, and they are trying to find Iris in Wayfarer. They are down underneath, and they are in the midst of a battle, and straight up, here's battle time. They're fighting the Craven. Cash. Oh my goodness. Cass mentions that after the look Poppy gave him and Kieran for offering to carry her made him want to cup his balls, he thinks, lucky for us, she'd prefer those parts intact. And I'm like, for fuck's sake.
I know, right? It's it's funny how it's just we're so over it right now.
I know. Oh, and it's us
I
and
was over
parts. Plural.
And that's saying something. Kristen's also okay, this isn't enough.
Not necessarily that it's the 2 of them. I was just my actual note is Cass checking desire. I'm so shocked.
Yes, that's
I'm
how
just
I feel too.
So, especially after listening to you rant about it, I'm like, you know what? I too also feel that way. I was over the sex all the time, but then hear your point of view, Amanda, you're she's more than just this. I'm like, you're fucking right.
Yeah, it's every time
it bothers
he thinks
me
about
more
her,
now.
it's yes, I'm guy, I get it, but you're making it seem like that is your first thought whenever it comes to Poppy.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it's like, okay, I'm
And then-
offended for her. Like,
Because
Yes.
it's not like anything else is ever brought up first. It's
No.
always
Yes.
the looks.
yes.
I was
That's
reading
the
another
issue.
book, and I was like, I was actually watching for it because it was getting to like some spicy scenes. And I'm like, is he just going to mention her looks? And that person didn't. And I'm like, this is why I like you more.
Right? It's like, see? People
And
can
it's-
be more than that.
Yes. Like, you
And it's
also
funny
love
because-
your person, but it's not all you love about them.
Yes.
Literally. And like when we first started covering the series, we were like ranting and raving about Cass because he was so great. And like I still think he is, but it is becoming a bit much. It's like, come on, my
Yeah.
guy.
Like,
Come
I
on.
think maybe Jennifer maybe was trying to write, like, this is how all men think, right? Like, trying to make
Yes.
it, like, realistic or something. It's like, oh, God, I hope they don't all think like this. Like,
Yeah.
I
Do
mean,
more
Cass is
research,
really, really
please,
great.
Jennifer.
Yes.
Yes. And I'm like, oh, okay, calm down, Cass.
Oh.
That's
So
funny.
Cass mentions how Delano is following behind Poppy and he feels, quote unquote, a strange, unnerving sensation that I couldn't shake. Delano lifted his head and pale, which I capitalized, luminous eyes met mine. And my note was, has he always had pale eyes? Like, is this similar to like the
Oh.
Revs coming back to life because he was killed? I'm like,
Do you know
is
what
this
I thought?
I didn't
related?
even think about that.
I thought about Tawny.
That's what I'm saying. Because like,
Because Tawny's not red, but she also has something weird with her eyes
yes,
and her paleness and everything,
they're
right?
pale.
Yes.
So I'm like, is this because he died and is back to life now? Like, is this?
Like,
I don't
I
know.
didn't think about that.
twins?
I was too like,
Uh,
oh, he's being protective. It's so cute.
Yeah.
I was
I was
worried.
like
and
in La La Land.
that's so funny.
I love it.
And like, I feel like he mentions a lot about Delano in, like, I don't know. I'm
Yes.
Delano is like really a lot here, which is fine. But I'm like, oh, this seems, I don't know, something's gonna happen, and I'm not happy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So they're getting.
so bef-
oh, sorry.
Sorry, I just have a few notes before Delano. Cass was explaining what Poppy looked like when she killed the Blood Queen, and that the wings were coming out of her back, and she looked like the statues guarding the city of the gods in Elysium, which I thought was interesting because he was comparing her to those statues, and I wonder if that's like a primal thing. But
Like, if
I don't
that's what
know.
the statues are of those guys. you
yeah,
mean?
like the statues are kind of the same thing that she is, but they're just so old that
Hmm.
people don't know. Maybe I don't know. I just
Maybe.
it's stuck out
that's
to
kind of
me.
interesting.
Yeah.
I've never thought of that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
So they are approaching Iris, and Cass and Kieran mention how Poppy feels cold because they're like touching her cheek or whatever, and her skin feels really cold. And they both express a feeling, like both of them are saying, yeah, like it's not right, and they're pointing to their chest and their throats. And I'm like, is this related to like the cold that Poppy's always feeling inside of her? You know how she's like, I need to like warm the
Oh, yeah.
cold, whatever.
Yes.
And I'm like, is now they can feel it? Is this like it's taking over and that's why she's turning so cold? Because
Ooh,
I didn't know what was going
interesting.
on.
Yes.
That's
So,
yes. That's
Interesting.
smart.
So I have I have a lot, I think, of notes before we get to Iris. Like, are you at Iris at this point?
No. They're approaching him.
Oh,
They're
oh,
not at
oh.
him yet.
But
yeah,
like,
yeah.
they can see him. Like, they're in the place he's at, or they're just going towards where he is.
They're
I just
heading
want to jump
towards
ahead
him.
of you. Okay, never mind them.
Well, you can
I'm
say it.
not
Go
ahead
ahead.
of you. So I just thought it was interesting. Casteel's talking about like Wayfair, and he says Wayfair was never ours, and it never would be. And I thought that was a weird thing for him to say because I thought the whole point of this was for like them to take over everything that the Blood Crown has, and that
Mhm.
like Poppy was going to rule over all the kingdom as one. So I was just not sure what he means by Wayfair will never be ours. I felt that a
I
weird
mean,
thing to say.
I didn't really think about it, but you're right. It is a little weird. I guess I kind of just assumed he meant like, oh, they're too wrapped up in the Blood Crown's desires and beliefs.
Maybe
that,
like we'll never win these people over in
Yeah.
that sense.
that's kind of
Yeah,
how I
thought
read
was-
it.
Yeah, I was like, huh,
Hmm.
strange. That's all I think.
Okay.
Continue. Sorry.
So they come up to Iris and he sees the Draken and he starts like bashing himself against the cage walls erratically. And it sounds like he's both growling and whining at the same time. Poppy is trying to get through the wards that are markings in ancient Atlantean that Nectis says no mortal should know how to do. And they're assuming that it's Callum that created them,
Yeah.
which Kristen, you know what I'm talking about, and you probably know what I'm thinking about, but these etchings made me think of a different series.
That's so funny.
I am not picking up what you're putting down.
Oh!
That's so funny. You need a texter now.
I know.
Wait,
I
might.
I read it last year,
I lied to you and I
and
have a whole bunch of
you
notes.
wanted me to
before
really
this.
read it.
Yes, I think I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Anywho. That's where my mind went.
So I have a whole bunch of notes before they see Iris. I thought that you weren't quite there yet. Do you want me to go through them?
Yeah,
or do
go
we
for
want to just
I know. I'm like,
okay.
I feel like I have something, but like I
Like,
can't.
I
always-
feel like I
what's
have a
going
blend.
on?
Okay, so Nectis is looking at Poppy as if he doesn't know if he can trust her, and I thought that was interesting because like she's a child of, or not child, I guess descendant of Nikto. So I thought that was really interesting the way that Cass explained that. And then so I think Nectis is speaking about Poppy or something happened, and Kieran instinctively stepped in front of Poppy in a stance of protection, and then Nectis was like talking about like we need to worry about Poppy, but she's like not the first on the list, but we do need to worry about her, but she's second on the list. And he was like, interesting that you would stand in front of her as if she needed protecting. And I thought he was going to like mock them, being like, she's way stronger than you, like why you think that you can protect her? But instead he says that everything, even the strongest of beings, needs protecting sometimes, which I thought was such a wise thing for him to say.
Mhm.
And then he says, like, this isn't one of those times that she needs protecting, but I thought it was interesting. And then later on, I kind of connect full circle, and it kind of like when he meets Iris, because it's almost like Iris is also really strong and arguably doesn't need protecting, but he does in this situation. So I thought it was really interesting the way he says that about Poppy, because it's applicable to like a god like Iris that needed protecting from something that was less strong than a god, but just because of manipulation and whatever, he got trapped. So I just thought that was like really, really cool. So Casteel says something to Nectis. Wow. Along the it's not written that way here, so I had to like stammer through what the heck my note said. Nexus.
Nexus.
So Casteel says something to Nectis along the lines of, I don't give two shits who you are. You know, basically like I care more about Poppy, her safety. And then he says, Nectis, to Casteel that he behaves just like the bloodline which he is descendant from. And I thought that was interesting. And when Kieran says, who was that? Nectis says, don't you mean who is that? Meaning that that person is still alive. And I thought, who the heck is this? Is this a god? Or like if this person is still alive?
Don't know where I put it in here, but I have a crockpot theory that Cass is more than just an elemental Atlantean.
Like a god? Or
yes.
I think I was wondering the same at some point, but I don't think I wrote it down.
And I did not catch that, Amanda, but that kind of argues that.
Yeah.
Because I had to go back and listen, because I'm like, why is he asking him the same thing he said? But Kieran says, who was that? And Nectis says, you mean who is that? So whoever his original bloodline
is still alive.
Meaning
which
like
would make
thousands of years.
And it would make so much sense why he was able to ascend Poppy into
her godhood.
Yes,
primal,
because she's a primal.
arguably.
Like I can't imagine just a weakling. Not a weakling because he's
I
far
know
from
what
weak,
you mean.
but
Compared
like
to
on
where
the
her
scale
strength
of
is, though.
yes, I'm like, how is an elemental Atlantean, which are like rare but not like super rare, strong enough to power a fucking primal? Like that seems like it's jumping a few levels.
Well, and why didn't it work for Millie? Because arguably they used a god to try to ascend Millie and it didn't work. So why would it work with an Atlantean when a god's blood, right? Because they were using Iris's blood at that point for Millie.
Yes. No.
So
yes,
they had to have.
Yes. Yes,
and it's
they
like,
were,
how did a god's blood not work, but then an Atlantean's did for her?
Yeah.
And like they were like, oh, well, he was weaker, but I still feel like a weak god is probably close to like a strong elemental. No?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
So Yeah, I thought that was interesting the way that was worded. And then,
Very.
of course, something happened right after that. Was when the ground started to shake. And I'm like,
Yes.
oh, of course, we don't get answers to this.
Even before this,
Yeah,
like I'm
go
right
ahead.
before you
Yep.
too. You're at like before, like when Nectus is saying like that should be the second thing you're worried about. Like I really didn't like they're like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Like I'm concerned, and Poppy's like, "Why? Like why? Like I should be the last thing." And like Nectus starts, he goes, "Well," and then like it seems like Kieran like he stares at the at Nectus, and I got the feeling like they're casting Kieran or trying to be like Nectus, like don't tell Poppy, and I'm like I didn't like that.
Interesting.
I didn't.
I never took it that way, but now that you say that, I see how it could be. Almost like they all knew, but they didn't want Poppy to know something.
Yeah, it
kind
was
of
like
thing.
they didn't know. They knew something was up with Poppy, and Poppy's trying to insist she's fine, and like Nectus felt like she was actually trying to tell Poppy something, and like Kieran's like, don't tell her that. I'm like, she should know that. Like it almost kind of seemed like,
interesting.
but
We are
I don't
team
know.
communication here, Kieran.
Yeah.
Right.
Right after that, like when the ground starts rumbling, I was like, oh, did like Nectus just lead them to Colis? Like I was so worried because even Nectus said like not all the gods
Oh.
align with
Yes.
the good.
Yeah.
And like he literally just said that, and then like the ground rumbles or
Yeah,
something, and I'm
that's
like,
pretty
in
ominous.
theory, the same applies for the Draken.
Yeah, you
That
think
not
so?
all of them align good, and I'm like, did he just? I'm like,
Right,
really a
bringing
lot
them
for the
to their
first
death?
chapter,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
so
I
many
was
questions.
concerned.
I thought the same thing in the sense of Colis. Like I thought it was Colis because they said he's alive now, just not in his full
Yes.
strength. So I was like, oh, is this him? Because is he not
Mhm.
underneath where they were? So I was kind of on the same path, but
I was
obviously that
worried.
didn't happen. And I thought it was funny too. Nectus said like that wasn't her, and Poppy was also like that wasn't me. Like I know I always do this, but
I
like
didn't
this
do
time,
it.
this time, not me.
It's not mine, man.
Yes. But it was interesting that she confirmed it was Penelope waking because she was the one that slumbered nearby. And Nexus called
Nexus?
Casteel. Oh my gosh, I'm
Nectus.
reading it. Nectus. Oh my god. Nectus called Casteel and Kieran adorable, which I thought was really funny. Because I think Casteel maybe says, I've never been called adorable before. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh. When something is way bigger and stronger than you, I guess you would seem
Yep.
adorable by comparison.
And
It
way
also
older, too.
confirms that Penelope spoke the prophecy. I feel like we went back and forth on this, and
Yes.
Weaver mentioned that like the goddess. It's especially true when like the goddess of fate says it, and that's not Penelope. So like, there's wires crossed here somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Because he did say the goddess that spoke of your whatever before you were born,
Yes.
kind of thing.
Yes. So like, Nectus says Penelope's the one that spoke of you, who first called you the harbinger.
Harbinger.
But like in previous books, Reaver's like, those are true, especially when spoken by. So he kind
Yes.
of maybe didn't confirm it was said by the goddess of fate, but heavily implied that it was said by the goddess of fate. So we do have confirmation that
And is Penelope the goddess of
Penelope
fate?
no. Katie looked that up.
Interesting. So that
Yeah.
doesn't
Can't
make
remember what
sense
she's.
then. 'Cause
I
he
can't
said
remember.
here that
There was
Penelope's
no
got it.
listed goddess of fate.
Yes.
So it
Oh,
could
I
be. We
got
just
you.
don't know yet. But it was
But
not
Penelope
listed.
is the goddess of something else.
Yes, she was. Yeah. She was listed
And
as
then
something
she's
else.
the one, she's the one that spoke of Poppy,
Yes.
and Reaver implied it was the goddess of fate.
So maybe
So
she
it's very
is the goddess
confusing.
of fate, but just like we were led to believe somebody was the primal of death
Right.
and whatever, and they weren't, like, you know, so
Yes.
Yeah.
maybe what they've been told that Penelope is a goddess of isn't actually her true thing, but
Yeah.
Reaver knows that it is her and just assumed everyone else knew and didn't realize that they've been maybe
It
altered
was
a
just very
bit.
confusing. I'm like,
Yes.
someone's
explain
wires are crossed here.
Oh goodness.
Oh.
So I have here as they're coming up to where Poppy's father is, they hear the clicking sound, and she's like, she knew that sound, and at first I wasn't sure what they were talking about, but I imagine just his claws like clicking back and forth.
Yeah,
like,
because
pacing
she'd
in the place.
heard. Yeah, she'd saw him in the cage before, remember, and he was pacing and clicking. Like I think it was just
Okay.
referencing that.
Got you.
I think.
Okay. And so Casteel was saying to her, like, if you don't even want to see him right now because like you're not ready, like just make that call. Like nobody will judge you. And I thought that was really nice of them to like have that understanding
Mhm.
and be like, we can do this. You just stay here, like whatever. And she was like, no, I'm going to do this. And obviously she was going to do that, but I thought it was kind of nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't know why here, but my next note is that, guys, I'm suspicious of the consort. So is a I know! I almost didn't want to say it. But does it talk about the consort right now? Why am I thinking this in this moment?
I didn't think it did.
Okay, so my brain must have been going off on sometimes I do this as I'm reading and I'm like, what about this? So
Amanda, this is not the first time you've been suspicious of the consort, because
No.
I was watching our social media clip and I'm like, we can't even trust Mother Earth.
I think it was Kristen that was suspicious
I
of the
started
consort.
that, I
was
think.
it?
Yes, surprisingly.
I have
And
been
I
suspicious
remember
of her.
thinking, I'm surprised I'm not the one that's suspicious.
That's
Kristen
so
first, but
funny.
here apparently I am. So I mentioned how like Poppy's skin is cold and that this has to mean something. I talked about Tawny's skin, and then I put, oh my God, you guys, I'm starting to feel suspicious of the consort. Could she actually be evil or bad in the same way that Solis stole the power from her or them, maybe for good reason? Maybe we don't know that part of the story, but it was a good reason that he stole the power. And now the fact that the consort has like awoken and been inside Poppy's body, that's why she's like getting cold and getting sick and getting headaches. I was like, oh, maybe this is like a bad omen that the consort has been living inside of her. And then we learned that she just needs to sleep for a little bit. And I was
Or needs to have a nap.
I was just overreacting, but yeah, I was freaking out. Sorry,
So
consort.
funny.
I trust you again.
I don't, but it's okay.
I think I do. Once that didn't happen, I'm like, okay, never mind.
And then there's gullible Katie over here, just trusting the world. It's
Like
fine.
everything's great.
Yeah.
Everything's awesome.
Everything is cool when you're part of a team.
So I jump into the symbols now too.
Okay.
Awards.
Did you have any notes
Freaking
on the symbols
Callum.
themselves?
Just that Nectus mentions the symbols are wards. Nobody in the mortal realm should have this knowledge. They suspect it's Callum. No, that's it. I think my next thing is about him talking to Iris.
Okay. So my next note, Poppy is worried at how erratic Iris is, and Cass mentions that he can sense her worry almost as though it's pooling into the back of his throat. And I put, what the heck? Does he now have her gifts now that they're joined? Like, what is this?
Ooh.
Because he specifically says he can
Interesting.
feel it pooling in the back of his throat. And that's exactly how Poppy describes her power. She
I
can like
never
taste
considered
it.
that.
I didn't either.
So I'm like,
That's
does
very
he now?
interesting.
Right? I'm like, is this because they're joined? Or is he like getting his own powers? I don't know. But it was very much described like how Poppy describes it. And I was
Ooh.
like,
Oh,
Keskalev.
man.
Interesting.
That would be so like such a game changer.
Yes.
Right?
Because I'm trying to think, like, did we hear anything about like when Kieran and Casteel were bonded, did Kieran get some of his like compulsion abilities? But even if he didn't, she's a primal. Like that's
Yeah.
a whole different
Mhm.
ball
Yeah.
game, right?
And a
Yeah.
different bond too. Like
yeah. Because it's based off of her. Right?
Yeah.
Where the Wolven bond was based off of the Wolven.
Right.
Who didn't have any of those powers to potentially share with the other. Oh boy, this could like
I know.
open some doors, Katie. Whoa.
I'm
Yeah.
hella curious. So we'll have to
Whoa.
keep an eye on that one.
the
so
next thing that happens is like Nexus says that he's been in his Wolven form too long, and he says like there are
Who
two
has
worlds.
been
Like
in
it's
their woven
hard.
form?
Iris.
Oh, not Wolven. His
Or-
animal form.
Oh,
His
like the
animal
cat.
form, sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
the cat.
Okay, no, that's okay. I was
Sorry.
like, who's
Animal
a Wolven?
form.
Tell me more.
His animal
What did I
form.
miss?
I got the wrong word.
That's okay.
But he says
Sorry,
like
continue your point.
he is only of one. He is only of one, and it's far too easy even for a god or a primal. If they stay in their animal form too long. So I'm like, here's Poppy. Here's our.
Yep.
It's gonna happen for Poppy. But
Yep.
I also
She's
wonder
gonna get her wish.
if gods can do one animal form, can primals do more than one?
Oh.
Because they're stronger.
Oh.
Could they do more than one animal form?
That'd be
So
cool.
is
Right?
Nyktos a primal?
Yes. Nyktos
Yes.
is, yes.
And do we know, can he do at least one? Do we know what it is? Because his kids are
His
the
is-
cats, right?
Yes.
I
Is
think
he also that?
he also takes cat form, I thought, doesn't he?
I don't remember.
But
Or
I
does
can
he
also
take-
see that, like, he just takes cat form that everyone knows of.
Right? And it's like
Like,
a
I can
Yes.
see
Oh,
that
100%.
being a hidden
Yeah.
secret.
Yeah.
Secret.
We're going to be on like Animal Watch now, friends.
Yes.
I have a
Is
note
this
here,
an
like,
animal? Is
this-
this a squirrel or a god?
Well, I made a point because you kind of called this, Katie, because you said like way back, like they are not just saying, "Oh, Poppy, I wish I could change into an animal. I
Yes.
wish I." Like she said that so much in a
Yes.
few books that
So
you're like,
many
"This is not for no
times.
reason. Like this is
Yeah.
gonna become something." And I'm like, "Holy shit!
Mhm.
Like, here we are."
Well,
and
there it
this
is.
And so I had another theory that I think is not true anymore. But I thought if she can change into some sort of animal, we don't know what yet. She already had wings when the consort was inside of her. And I thought, could she have the ability to turn into a dragon? Not necessarily draken, but dragon. Because I was
Mhm.
hypothesizing that the reason her skin was going cold was because dragons would be considered reptiles, which are cold-blooded.
Oh.
So I thought like maybe that was her like manifesting her like beast
Yeah.
form. But again, she just needs to sleep. So there's that. But I was
But
like,
she could wake
"Oh,
up in her dragon form.
maybe.
I still think the wings are something.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so too.
I think so too.
But
Yeah.
anyhow.
So Poppy uses her gift on him and is pushing like calm thoughts because he's still like very erratic. And Nectis melts the metal of the cage with his fire because like it's very limited power that can actually break through these bonds and these
Yes.
wards.
I was confused at first when he's like using his fire and I'm like, isn't he gonna hit Iris? And then like in a few like sentences it goes, Iris was standing in the cage, and I was like, okay, I was picturing a
Like
2 foot by
tiny.
like 5 foot cage that was exactly the size of Iris in his animal form, maybe like 6 inches around. Like this
Yeah.
is like a room size cage that people
Yes.
fit in it. He can blast fire here
The
and not
fucking
burn him.
Draken's sitting in it at one
Yes,
point. So.
I literally thought it was like small.
Yes, I did
And
too.
This really
I was like,
put
you're gonna burn
perspective
his
to that.
tushy.
Yes.
Like, he's gonna burn fur. But no.
Oh.
So Iris tries to talk but is struggling, and Poppy is crying at the emotions. Then Cass assumes like it's the emotions that she's reading from Iris. And Cass can relate to how Iris might be feeling because like he remembers back when he was rescued and he kept thinking it was a dream and this part was so
Mhm.
sad.
Yeah.
And he's
Even
like
just Poppy being like, I don't know if you remember me, but like my name's Poppy. I was crying. Crying.
Oh. And like Cass says to Iris, he's like, you're not a dream. This is not a dream. Like this is real. Isbeth is dead. It's over. Like you're safe. And you know, he's like,
To have that thought, like this is how I felt in that time, and I didn't have anybody that understood how I was feeling. So he was like, I
Yes.
understand this, and this is how I felt. So if he's also feeling this, I need to remind him this is real, right?
right.
Yeah.
Oh, it
It
was,
was so
heartbreaking.
It was awful.
And then Iris reaches his hand through the bars and he says that he does remember her. And he asks if his other girl is okay too, meaning Millie. And I'm like, and then Cass
Poppy
is
says
like,
or someone like, yeah, she's fine. I'm like, we don't
She's
know
fine.
that. We
I
don't
know. And then Cass
actually
is
know.
like, we won't make him worry. And he's like, he's
Mm.
fine. He's with my brother. She's with my brother. It's like, but that might be a lie.
I know.
It's fine.
I'm nervous about it, but
I know, same. So Nectis tells Iris that he needs to come home, and Iris apologizes about bringing Jadis with him, and says that he believes that she is in the Willow Plains, which have we heard of this Willow Plains before?
it sounded familiar, but it
I
must
thought
have
so
been
too.
in
So.
passing. Like I think it might have been like, oh, when I went to the capital, we passed the Willow Plains. Like I think it was
Okay.
a very in passing thing because it sounded familiar, but like not enough that I could at all figure out.
Hold up. So
Well, I was thinking, is it like where the
Carcedonia-
Willow was when they had their
It was like
smoochums?
So
that was like right outside of that was like within the rise of Macedonia, I think.
no. So Macedonia is like top, then there's the Blood Forest, and Kingdom of Atlantia is on the right. So Macedonia's top left, Kingdom of Atlantia is left, and the Willow Plains is down by Carcedonia at the bottom of the map.
Okay.
Interesting.
It just sounded so familiar to me.
I thought
wasn't
the same way. It was familiar
Okay.
for sure.
Okay.
I felt here when Iris, because at first he was like, I'm sorry that I brought Jadis, which like
Yeah.
understandable. But then he was like, this is where she is. And he kept saying, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I almost took that as like, because he knew they were going to go after her, right? Jadis is a daughter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I took that as like they're gonna go after her and see what type of shape she is in. Like it almost came off as he knows what has happened to her there.
Yeah.
Like,
and
this
he
is where she
probably
is.
does, honestly,
Yes.
because he's been held
Yeah.
by Isbeth for so long. Like he's probably heard shit, right?
And I just feel it's really, really ominous. He's like, that's where
Yes.
she is, and like I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Like I'm so nervous what we're gonna walk into when they find
Yeah.
Jadis, because that's how that made me feel. Like, oh no, like
Or
this
it's just
is-
her resting spot even.
Oh.
Or does he say she's alive? I
Yeah,
can't
she's
remember.
alive. Yeah, because Nectis could feel it.
Yes.
And I think it might have said it here too, but I can't remember. But
Yes.
Nectis said he could sense her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Iris then passes out, like after that conversation, and Nectis says that it's beside. Oh, sorry, it's because. Wow, I'm trying to read my notes. Nectis says it's because he's gone so long without feeding, and he needs to get back to Elysium, to ground.
To go
And-
to ground was this.
Go
to go
to
to ground.
ground.
And
To go
we
to ground.
find out more about what that means in
Yeah.
this
I know, I was
chapter,
like,
which I
what
found.
is this?
I know. I had
Right?
to like listen a couple times. I'm like, am I missing
Yes.
something? What does
Yeah.
that mean? Like, go to ground.
Typical
But-
Draken fashion, talking to us like we already know. Like, no,
Yes.
tell
Yeah.
us.
Yes.
We don't know.
Yes.
So Poppy starts to get dizzy and says that she's got a headache. And Nectis says that he asks her if she had gone into stasis after her ascension. And she's like, I don't know what that is. So no. And Poppy then passes out, and Nectis explains that this is stasis. She sleeps so that her body can complete the culling, and she will not wake up until it's done. He explains that they would know if she was in danger because, quote, the very land itself would seek to protect her. And then this is when Cass remembers that when she was shot in the chest and almost died, the tree roots were literally trying to like grow over top of her. And like that must have been what the grounding was. And I
Go to
thought that was
ground.
so cool to throw back to
Yes.
that.
Yes.
Very cool.
It's like, oh, because we wondered about that. We're like, why
Yeah,
the
we're
fuck are
like,
these
why?
trees like eating her?
Yeah.
And they're actually like trying to help her and save her.
Yes. Which makes me curious. Like, would she have been strong enough at that point had they just let the trees drown her?
I know. What
Would she have survived?
happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I'm curious. to
Because
know,
like she
too.
wasn't ascended yet, right? Because he ascends her after
No.
that.
No, correct.
So I was curious about that.
Interesting.
So Nectis says to get her somewhere comfortable and just wait it out. And he warns as they're turning to leave that very rarely people can wake up and not remember themselves or those around them, and that they should, quote, watch out for that. And I'm like, I don't like this.
Why would
I-
they say this if this isn't going to happen?
Literally my thought.
So I'm obviously not worried. Before Nectis mentions
Guys,
this,
this is nothing.
Idiots.
this is the whole point of this book, okay?
Oh man.
I think I must have this must be before. I was like, oh, like Cass's POV makes sense now. I'm like, I wonder if he's gonna tell Poppy his entire side of the story, so she remembers them. And then my
That's
next
so
note was
smart
called
of
it.
you. I literally like once he's like, let me tell you, I was like, oh, like bulb. Like I was like, how is this gonna suddenly just change? So
That's so
that's
funny.
a good call. Maybe because he said like Niktos did this to the consort, right? And like spoke
Yes.
to her. And he
Yes.
was like, I don't know if it helped or not, but like I'm
So
It
assuming
can't
that-
hurt.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So I was
that's what I'm like.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this whole book is setting
Because
Poppy
he's
up so
doing
that she
this.
remembers this.
I hope
Yeah.
Like, so then we end this book or start the next book with Poppy being like, I remembered because you told me everything. Like,
I hope you're right, but I really don't have a good feeling. I really feel
know.
like, why would they
It's
tell us
fine.
that for it to not happen? So I hope you're
because
right.
Cass is preventing it.
I hope so.
It's the warning with the preventative measures.
God.
They're
Freaking
using
hope so.
protection.
Yes.
I had a kind of it's not really a theory because it's something that's already happened, but I think it's maybe why something happened. Is it just primals that go into the stasis, or is it just like gods as a whole when they go through their culling have to go into stasis?
I feel like it was described as primal because like the consort did it.
'cause maybe that doesn't solve my theory. But
What were you going to say
theory
though?
was that maybe that's what happened to Malek when he was with Cass's mom, and he was in love with her, went into stasis, and woke up and has
And
no
doesn't
memory.
remember her?
Yes, and fell in love with Isbeth.
Oh.
Right? I literally was like, is that what they're trying to get at here? Is that filling that hole of like, why did he just, because it was like, he just up and left. Like there was no explanation. It was like, she was heartbroken, didn't know what was going on. And I'm like, is there a chance that
would be wild.
So if it's like a god culling thing.
Yeah.
It is gods. So this is, I was like, I gotta find it. So Nectus says she's in stasis just like her father. It happens when primals, even gods, finish their culling.
So maybe because they were young when they left Elysium, were they not? Iris and Malek.
Yes.
He could have completed his culling. Cass's mom didn't even know he was a god.
No.
He probably just didn't tell her. Finished his culling, maybe forgot
Damn.
everything, and then told Isbeth because he doesn't even remember everything before, and which is like, I'm a god, and this is that, and started a new life. And it was just like not an intentional thing.
That's
Nobody could have given him
wild.
stories because they didn't know what was happening to him.
If that's not canon, I will be so sad. That is
Isn't that
brilliant.
sick? Like, I'm like,
That is so
guys,
good.
I think this was what happened.
I hope you're right. That's sick.
I hope so.
Because then it
too.
makes him less evil, we'll
Yes.
say, right? Like
Yes.
it wasn't like he was just like, F you, lady, and what have you.
And it would explain why they just dropped that bomb. And if it's
Yes.
not going to be happening to Poppy, it seems like a weird drop. But
Yeah.
if it's going to call back to that, ooh, I
And
like
like
it.
he literally, and arguably, it's like, well, why did he turn on the Atlanteans? Maybe
Yes.
he doesn't have a memory of
Right.
ruling Atlantia. He
Right.
probably just knows nothing except for the blood crown, only knows what he was told, and technically he's alive right now, right? They like saved him.
Yes.
Maybe
Yeah.
we're gonna learn, and he's gonna have no effing idea. Like he
Oh,
thought he was always
shit.
doing the right thing and thought things Atlanteans are evil.
That's
Damn.
wild.
I hope
That's a
I'm
good
right.
one. That's a good
Watch me
one.
be
Chuck
wrong.
that
That's a
one in
good
the
one.
crock pot.
Anywho, no big deal.
Not ideal.
Oh,
So
boy.
they bring Poppy to a guest room in I think this is in a palace or a house in Wayfair. I wasn't really sure.
Yeah, it is
Um,
somewhere there.
Cass sets her down on the bed and begins taking off all of her weapons. Emil comes up and says that he will guard the room, as will Delano, because Delano's like in wolven form in the bed with her. And I love how like indebted he feels towards her and is like he was always willing to guard her, but like he was never
Yes.
like this close, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
We hear
And-
so much about him. Like he's always right by her
Yes.
side, right by her side. And it is like,
Yes.
I love
And
it.
yeah.
It doesn't bother me yet, but if it becomes Kieran level, it's going to start to
Oh,
bother me.
shit. Same. No, thank you, Jennifer.
You
Don't
get to join
get
with me.
me
You get
started.
to join with me. You get to join with me.
Oh, boy. Oh, goodness.
Oh.
We laugh, but it is on the table at this point, you guys.
Okay. So Cass says that he doesn't want his brother coming near her, here, and he wants to send word to his father and give the update, but to keep Poppy's fate a secret for now. No one other than their close circle can know what's going on right now. And I find this very weird. Like, why? I don't understand why.
I think it's just
I think
because
she's weak. Like
he
anyone could
doesn't-
kill her. She can't defend herself.
and he doesn't know, like, I think at this point, like, whose side. I didn't find it that suspicious, honestly, because I feel like Valen has already been untrustworthy. He's tried to kill Poppy once, even though, not tried, sorry. Alistair did, and he left a blind eye, but then he set them off to die. Like, I just think he's like,
Yeah.
nobody has been like 100% duty bound to protect Poppy. Like, they haven't been the way that they all are. So he's just
That's
like,
fair.
not worth it.
I feel like it's a very common thing. Like the Prince of like Wales, if they're sick, they're not letting the general public know they're sick, right? Like it's a very common thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, hopefully it
That's
doesn't.
fair.
Yeah,
Something
I
bad
wasn't
doesn't come of
sus
it,
about
though.
it
I
either.
wasn't either, but like I don't know, maybe something's
Why
gonna
am I
happen
the
now.
sus one?
Yeah,
What is going on?
interesting. Oh, how the tables have turned.
Yeah, literally though. So Emil asks what they should do with the Ascended, and Cass wants to respond with "kill them all," but he looks at Poppy and knows that she won't like that, and says, "Don't touch them and just keep them in their homes for now. Put them in timeout." So Emil leaves, and Kieran tells Cass to go talk to Poppy. So the chapter ends with Cass starting the story about his life in Macedonia before
Yes.
her.
I also really liked how helpful Emil was. He's like, "What do I do now? What do I do now?" I'm like,
Yes.
"Oh, thanks, Emil. You got this
I
back."
know.
That's so nice.
I love it.
Okay. So chapter 2 on the rise starts with Cass starting off his memory to Poppy when he starts working as a guard on the rise. And Cass gives us an overview of Macedonia and Castle Tierman. And really it's things that we already knew about. It's just kind of like a quick recap, I think, for us to get like back into that like time and place.
Yeah.
And he mentions that people there are treated like cattle. And Cass starts talking to, there's another guard there with him, and he asks like to Cass, like, where are you from or what have you? And he lies and talks about like the beaches and whatnot, where he was, and because he's like, I'm technically not lying, but I am.
Yeah.
Like he's obviously
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
I'm from the east.
yeah, like he's kind of like omitting things but trying
Yeah.
to make it believable. And
I'm not
yeah.
mentioning how far east.
Yes.
No, exactly. And the guard is like totally believing him with everything he's saying. And then the guard talks about his brother, who is the second son in his family and who was to be ascended, which is kind of interesting because he talks so proud, not proud, but like that it's a good thing. And it like
Yes.
brings us back to that, like
Mhm.
how we were first thinking, right? It was just kind of interesting to see it now that we're on the other side or in the
Yeah.
know.
I forgot it was like, is it the third sons and daughters that they like?
Yes, I was
Yeah.
Because
confused at
I was
first.
at
'cause
first, I'm like, oh, this poor guard, like his
Yes.
brother's probably
Yes.
not even here.
I-
And then he's like, ascended. I'm like, oh, he's
Yes.
probably alive then.
literally thought the same thing at first. And then, yes, I think Cass ended up saying something about like the second sons. And thank God, because
Yes.
the third son's blah, blah, blah. And I was
Yes.
like, oh, okay.
Yes.
My mind went to
Oh,
the
the
same place.
stress.
Yes. And he was like 13. And I was like, oh my God. Like, it's just all terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, okay,
It was
not
just
as
all
bad.
terrible. And about sums up the blood crown.
Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly.
So, they heard a wail, which was the warning that they were trained to look out for. And at first I was like, oh my gosh, like, what is this? But then we learn that they see the mist coming in and shadows appearing in the mist. So these whales are obviously like the Craven.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting. The guard goes, fucking Atlanteans, because like, this is
Yes.
all their fault. And it's
Yes.
just so weird being on the other side of it. And
Yes.
Cass having to just
Right?
like kind of like smile and
yeah.
nod, you know? Uh-huh.
Yeah,
When
totally.
he's
Them
like,
I'm
fuckers.
so awful.
He's like,
I
I want to
hate
rip this
'em.
guy's throat. Yeah.
Hate.
So, yeah, I thought that was funny. The guard then says, like, I cannot wait for my brother to ascend so that he'll be safe. He mentions that he might be ascended along with the maiden if that happens. And then Cass was like,
What do you mean
he
if?
thinks that her ascension, might not
Yeah.
happen. What do you mean by if? And he was basically like, well, like if the dissenters, like they're obviously going to try to like stop it or stall it or whatever. And then he talks about like internally to himself. He's like, I've asked questions and I've tried my best to figure out like why she is to be this harbinger. And I'm like, I thought he didn't know this yet.
Yeah, good point.
What the fuck is going on? He's like, why do they think she's to be the harbinger? I thought like, he's like, ask people, they haven't heard the prophecy yet. Did he not
Good
just think she's
point.
the queen's
Oh.
favorite? And he was going to use her as leverage, saying, I'll give you back your favorite, you give me my brother. But
Yeah.
he specifically says,
Well,
I have been asking around to figure out why they think she's the harbinger.
is it known that like I wonder if it just goes back because he doesn't say the harbinger of death
Yes,
and
he does.
destruction. No, he says harbinger of a new era. So is it framed in the Atlantean way that, oh, when we ascend the maiden, like good things are gonna come? Like I wonder if that's how it was phrased to the blood, like how the blood crown was phrasing it, that she's a harbinger of a new era. But they don't say the harbinger of death and destruction. Like I don't.
It seems strange to me though that if that's what the Ascended are doing, is they're calling Poppy the harbinger of a new thing in a positive way, then how come at the where we're at, they're calling her the harbinger of death and destruction, and all of a sudden people are like, oh yeah, no, we think this. Like it's like a total flip flop that they're.
It is.
If that's the case, and how are they all believing one way, and then the Queen says the other way, and they're just like, oh okay, we'll believe this now. Like, I don't know. It just seemed really plot holy to me. And I was like, what?
That does seem plot holy.
I
don't think I
good point.
I didn't
think anything of it because we've been so used to calling her the harbinger lately. But that's a very good point. They, in this moment, don't know that yet.
No.
Because I don't know. Like,
weird.
I'm wondering, like, my kind of thought is, like, maybe they're not saying that the blood crown may not be saying the maiden is like the harbinger of a new era, but like that just might be how Cass is thinking of it. Because if she, like, sometimes authors like certain words, and if Jennifer is like, I'm just going to use harbinger instead of like bringer of a new era because it sounds fancier, then it's just the way Cass is thinking about it, not that it's been prophesized or said aloud by the blood crown that she's a harbinger.
Like you're saying, it's just Cass's use of the word.
Yes.
Like
in the literal sense, not necessarily.
Not, hi, you guys think she's a harbinger. Why is that? Him saying, well, obviously she's some sort of harbinger, and I'm trying to figure out why they think that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the exact sentence is, no matter who we questioned or how many Ascended we interrogated, we never learned the reason beyond the belief or how she would be this harbinger of a new era. So yeah, I guess it could be.
Yeah, because it's like this harbinger of a new era. Like it's not like he's saying firm. Like to me, I agree that it's not. He's not saying firmly this harbinger of a new era. He's kind of like this like harbinger,
whatever you want to call it.
It is an odd choice of words, though, given what we did in the last book.
I'm like, what do you mean?
This is where I'm just like sometimes authors like to use certain words.
Yeah.
So it could just be her easy way of, oh, I already called her a harbinger, so let's just do that.
Just continue that.
So basically, it could be something, could be nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows?
It is a very interesting. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. Apparently,
no, that's fair. That's fair. Does anybody else have any notes? Because I'm about to go into chapter's end here.
Nope, that's it.
I found it very. So the next sentence, I don't know if this is where you're going to. Pence is like, they're worried about the dark one. Literally, Cass is like the fake dark one. I was like, this is so ironic that he's like,
isn't it funny?
Dark one, and like you're talking
like,
to him,
me, Mr. Big Old Scary right here. Yeah, literally.
That's all.
Okay, so we end the chapter with Cass thinking about after he saves his brother that they will go to war and they will not basically pull out of the war for the greater good of the people like they did previously, and they will like take this war to the end of the Blood Crown, like period. And I was like, oh, little do you know. Yeah. Little do you know.
Okay. So, sorry, I had to scroll up on my notes. Chapter 3, The Scent of Rot. So, we start the chapter out, I literally put with Cass / Hawke watching. I'm like, who do we refer to him as? It's very weird being back in this Cass Hawke
right?
game.
Yes.
But he's watching as 3 of the 6 guards return after taking care of the Craven, but he smells rot as Lieutenant Dolan Smith. Is I'm saying that right? Audiobook peoples?
I didn't listen to this chapter, so I'm not sure.
What lieutenant are you? This is not the one that hides away, right? This is.
Yeah, it is.
It is?
Dolan Smith is what it looks like. DOLENSMYTH. I'm going to go with it.
Another guard. I put Smith. I didn't put his first name. Sorry. Smith is right. That's what I can tell you.
Dolan Smith is questioning Hawke as to where he was at roll call. And I just really enjoyed Cass's sass again. I'm like, I feel like we've lost.
So good.
Like in the like the last book, I feel like all Cass talks about is, I want to fuck Poppy. I want to take her over there. I want to do that. I want to do that. I'm like, I missed this sass. Like, I feel like we haven't, and I know shit's happened to him. Like, I get it. You're traumatized. But I've also missed this. Like, I've missed
I forgot
these
he was
bits
like
of,
this.
same.
Yeah, I was also finding it. I was like, Cass not taking the bullshit from Smith is so very funny and so very Cass. And I forgot, I forgot that, but I was like, it was a very familiar, like, thing that was kind of nice.
Yeah.
So
we needed this book to be our little palate cleanser.
Honestly.
We really, really did.
So, like, he and the lieutenant kind of go back and forth, like, with his sass, and like he literally is like, do you need to go get, like, your eyes checked? Because I think there's something wrong with your vision. And he's like, there's nothing wrong with my vision. He's like, well, then you should have seen me at roll call.
So you did see me then, is what you're saying, right? Like,
it was good. I loved it.
Yes. And then he mentions that Smith has been on his ass, like, right from the beginning, whenever he got there. And then I thought it was funny after they kind of had that spat, then I think Pence, if I'm saying this right, is like, I forgot that guard was there, and he like comes out of the shadows and he's like, oh, like, you must have huge balls because of the way you were talking about it. And he's like, no, just regular sized balls. And I started, it was hilarious.
Yes.
Like, I can't believe you talked to him that way. Laughed out loud, literally.
I don't. So I think I kind of go into chapter's end. I don't really have much.
Yep.
Okay, so chapter ends with the lieutenant walking away, telling Hawke he's going to Commander Jansen, who we know is on Hawke's side. And then Hawke asks
cool being on her side, eh?
Right? It really is.
Hawke asks Pence where Joel Crane's chambers are. It seems not important as he looks at the Tierman's castle thinking about the maiden.
Did any of you have any idea? Like, I was like, why does he care? I'm like, who's Joel? Is he going to be relevant to the storyline and we didn't know? Or were you guys like, obviously?
I think they mentioned his name earlier. I was like, oh, he's going to go kill him. I kind of saw it coming.
Really? I had no idea. Yeah. Like, I'm like, what?
I was like, who's this person? I was more like, I was more worried about the smell of rot. I'm like, why? Because he mentioned, like, the first thing he mentions is he smells this rot. The chapter's called The Scent of Rot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the chapter's so short. And it's literally called The Smell of Rot. This is going to become important. How is this important, though? Like, otherwise, why are you including this 2-page chapter on the smell of rot?
Do you still feel that way, though? Or do you understand why now?
I think I understand why now.
Okay.
But, like, I was very confused at this chapter.
Because it didn't answer. You're right. Like, we figure out why, like, in a different chapter. Why this chapter is called that. And it's kind of, like, weird.
I'm like, clearly this is something, but I don't know what yet.
Hasn't Cass said that the Cravens smell like rot before? Like, I just assumed it was Craven.
I forgot if that was said.
I think it was because of Joel. Like, he could smell.
Yeah, because he was bit by Craven.
Yes, but he wasn't actually Craven yet, though.
No,
It wasn't like he was, but
like,
yes.
he could smell the rotting of his body.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I did not, like, click that in this moment. I was just like, I don't know what's going on.
I was like, oh, he's going to just follow his stinky smell because he's turning Craven and he's going to
No,
kill him.
I was literally like,
I was
who's
not
Joel
surprised.
Crane? No, I had no idea. Like, I was like, why does he need to have this guy so bad?
In this chapter, he's like, oh yeah, like the one guy's coming back and he's like,
and he like hides away or something. Like,
yes.
I know.
And he's like, oh, that's weird.
I was like, I don't know what's going on. I was way over my. And after I was like, oh, like I felt really like, obviously.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
But I literally was thinking like maybe he's some guy we don't know that helped them get to Poppy. Like I was like, who is he? Like I was really conspiracing like things that.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's so funny. Love it. Okay, chapter 4. He died with his dreams. So our chapter opens and Cass is mentioning how like the maiden and the Duchess, along with all of the ladies in wait, just like to watch the men train, and like he doesn't really know who Poppy is at this point, and he's like, typical, like, and I'm thinking, my guy, you're like the horniest dude ever.
Coming
like
from him, I know, like, relax.
Pot, meat, kettle.
Like, oh, you don't like to be objectified? Interesting.
Yeah, right, right. Oh, I'm sorry. Like what? So Kieran is there and he is planted with the city guard so that they wouldn't cross paths as much because they didn't want to be like they didn't want to draw suspicion to themselves, like how close they were. And then so Cass is now following the scent of the rot to Mr. Joel in his room, and he finds out that he has been bitten. He's like, he knocks on the door, and Joel's like, yeah, like come in, whatever. And he's got like his sleeve covering his arm, and like Cass is like, you know, what's going on? Like, what's going on?
Do you know what? Like, I was so naive here.
Really?
That, like,
Even
yes,
now?
No, okay, right? Yes, actually, yes. Okay, so so right before,
So what did you think was going on?
no, like, okay, so right before he like actually goes into his room, Cass is like, I don't know, he like walks down a hallway and he thinks to himself, if I do nothing, they will all be dead by morning.
And you still didn't know?
I wrote, oh my God, I said, he's going to Joel Crane, someone he knows and is now working with. Why will they all be dead in the morning? I literally was like, I don't understand what's happening.
Oh my God, that's fantastic.
But my next note, he's got a fever. Oh, he's
Nice,
the guard that came
Bob.
back from the Craven attack. Oh my God.
Oh.
Embarrassed how long that took me. Yeah, I'm like, why are they all going to be dead in the
so
morning? What do they
funny.
like? I thought like Cass was going to kill them because they were like, and then Joel was working with them. Like, I was so confused.
I was catching on because I was like, wait, was Lieutenant bit? Like maybe that's a smell of rot or one of the guards? And then literally, clearly, I forgot this was. I was like, oh, so Cass can smell a rot. That's new info. So if it was said before, I
That
definitely.
is so funny. Meanwhile, I'm like, okay, come on, pull your sleeve up. Let's do this.
I had a few notes before this though. Sorry.
Go ahead. That's okay.
It's just, when they're talking about like the guards being objectified, I had to laugh at Cass being like the so-called chosen. She was either submissive or like. I was like, oh, Cass, if only you knew you're falling in love with her soon.
Yes.
And then it
Well,
also
he was assuming a
yeah.
whole bunch, right?
it also mentions that like guards were dismissed from Poppy's care if they said hello to her. I'm like,
Yes.
poor Poppy. Like
Yeah,
that's
honestly.
hard. Like no wonder she was so like.
Yes.
That was very messed up, and it really hurt my heart.
It's like we almost forgot how like terrible
Yes.
How
offended were
fucked
to
up
her.
it was.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then, and then my last note before is like, there's rumors about her being kind. I was like, as though I was wondering here, and I feel like it's probably very obvious. I'm like, are those coming from those people that she's helped when she goes and like puts them out of the
Okay,
misery
so
very happy?
I have a question about this, and I touch on it at some point. I don't know when, but someone makes it very apparent that they knew that it's the
Yes.
maiden that comes to do that.
Yeah.
And like, I know that Poppy tells the dead people that like who she is because it brings them like a sense of calm. But I was
Yeah.
under the impression like the
That no
knowledge
one
died
I thought it
with
was
them.
supposed to be like, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah,
I was
I
very
thought
confused on
knowledge-
like why that was said aloud too, because I'm like, why would you
Yeah.
tell people you're the maiden? Like that's just dumb. They could go to the, like they could
Yeah.
fuck everything up.
Well,
real fast.
she said it to the people that she killed. Like, I remember in
Yes,
the very
yes.
first person. And I was like, okay, knowledge dies with them. That's fine. Because, like, the
Yeah.
wife wasn't even in the room at that time.
No.
Like, right? Like, Victor would
Mhm.
keep her occupied. She'd do the thing. So, like, I was very
The thing.
surprised that people seemed to know that it was the maiden that came. I forget.
Yeah,
I think
same.
Joel says it. And he's like, oh, yeah, like, had I had family, like, I would have gone. Yeah, it's right here. Had I had family, like, I would have gone to them because they would have known what to do. And, like, they would have had the maiden come and, like, give me a
Yeah.
Yes.
dignified
Yes, you're
death
right.
kind of deal.
You're right.
And I was like, I didn't think that people knew it was the maiden because the whole
No,
thing
it
was
was
like,
just-
if she's ever found out.
Yeah.
Yes. It was a group of people that gave them dignity in death, which is just
Yeah.
basically like killing them in their own homes in private.
Right.
Not like the maiden specifically doing this. You're
Yes.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah. So
I
I,
don't
thought that
think
was
That was very
weird.
confusing.
Yeah, I agree.
I do have a note that the first time we hear Cass talk about the maiden, he calls her, which seems cool to me because I feel like that's how he would talk about her now. Like if he saw her, he'd be like, there she is. Like, oh, it's
Yes.
her. And
it's a different meaning now.
But yes,
Yes.
he obviously didn't mean it like that.
Yes.
But I just thought it was
Yes.
kind of cool because it's still how he will sometimes address her.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cute.
I love
I
it.
like that.
So Cass is like confirms now that that Joel has been bitten, and like he's asking him about his family and his parents. And, like his parents are already dead, and he has no siblings. And he's like, "Well, I guess that's a blessing."
He's like, oh my
And-
goodness.
Yeah, and like Cass noticed there's like a bloodstone knife or dagger or something on his pillow, and he's like, "You were going to try and take care of this yourself," and he's like, "Yeah, I was." And this was curious because he says he tried to pick it up and like he couldn't touch the weapon.
Yeah, it's like the
And
curse
so it's
wouldn't
like-
allow
Yes.
him
Yeah.
to like do
Yes.
that, which is the first we're hearing of
so
that.
interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
So Cass uses his mind powers and like is like, tell me about your favorite place, or like what's your favorite thing or whatever. And he's like, my dreams. And Cass is like, that's fucking heartbreaking that's your
Yes.
favorite place on
Right.
this earth. So he's like, okay, well, like go to your favorite dream, and like, I think it's like him riding his horse or something. I didn't write it down.
Yes, I think you're right. yes.
And he's like, just focus on that, like deep breaths, and like he's like kind of in a trance, and Cass just snaps his neck. Which also, I thought they had to be stabbed with bloodstone. No? Or not, because they're not turned yet. They can just be snapped.
Oh, I didn't
like
even
an-
think about that. I don't know.
I was
Maybe because
curious
he's not
about that.
turned yet, because he severs his brain stem, so that would maybe stop the curse from like
Stop it from
actually
turning.
progressing.
Got
I
you.
don't know.
So
that's a good
this was
question, 'cause there's-
this is my
He
note.
does mention there's no red in his eyes, so maybe
Yes, he does.
that's where
Yeah,
it's
he's not there yet.
yeah.
So this was my note about Cass being a god. So Cass says when he uses his power, he calls it, quote, the elemental power of my ancestors, the gods themselves, spread through me and filling my veins. And I'm like, okay, yes, I know that elementals are descended from gods, and I think that's what we're supposed to believe he's talking about, but it just feels weird the way it's worded. And I'm like,
And I
Mhm.
don't think that they're necessarily descended from gods, but didn't they create the Atlanteans or something? Like they weren't like birthed from the gods.
no,
The gods just-
elementals are so it
the
goes
first
gods,
Atlanteans that were ever created were
Yes,
elementals.
gods, deities, like elemental Atlanteans, I think was the order
But,
of
like,
operations.
Was it actual like birth from them, or I thought the gods just created Atlanteans? Like they created the world and the Atlanteans to live in the
But
world.
the
I didn't think
elementals are
they
descended from the
actually-
deities. I remember that. Like
Yes.
the
Really?
deities.
Yeah.
I don't know
And
why
I
have no
believe the
memory of
deities are
that.
descended from the gods. I thought. I could be wrong
Yeah,
on
I
that.
think
But
you're
I
right,
know
Katie.
I know elementals are descended from deities.
So if two gods have a child, it's no longer a god and it just becomes a deity. And if two
don't
deities have a
know.
child, there's no longer deities
I don't
and they
know.
just become. That
Or
seems strange to me.
I thought
Yeah.
isn't deity like God and not God,
Like God Atlantean is a deity.
or God and human is deity, and then a deity
I
would
don't
make the
remember, and I'm
elemental.
very confusing.
I don't
myself now.
remember.
I thought the
But-
gods created the realm and the Atlanteans to live there, but again, I don't.
Well, I know that's why Isbeth wanted to go after the Atlanteans, because they were Nyktos' creation.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think they were children of gods. I think that the gods created them. I thought.
I don't remember.
But
I don't
elementals
know.
are definitely descended from deities, because I remember that's why they're so much more powerful, because they have like a little bit more like
Yeah.
god blood in them. I don't know about regular
Uh,
Atlanteans though. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But I do
It all
know that
confuses me.
it's deities. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, my point being,
But yes, the fact that
it's
it
an
said
odd
that in
Yes.
there.
yes, like it's a
Yes.
direct nod to like my ancestors, the gods themselves. And I'm like,
Yes.
mm. So that's how our chapter ends. He snaps his neck. He gives him dignity
Him
and
dead.
death. Yeah.
Did. I also got a thought here. So you know how Poppy can bring people back from the dead? Do you think that
Yes.
now with her primal power she can heal the Craven's curse?
Oh, that would be cool.
Because I don't think she's ever
Ooh.
attempted to do that.
Because she
And
does
how
have
is that-
healing powers. So
And
Yeah.
bringing back from the dead
Yeah,
powers now, which
yeah.
arguably you could argue that the person is dead and the Craven
Right.
is just taken over. And I wonder
Right.
if she's gonna, and she is the one as a primal that summons the mist that is
right.
the Craven. Like I wonder if she's gonna have some
That would be cool.
ability
That would
there.
be cool.
Do you think at some point someone in our story is going to turn Craven? And that's like obviously not any of the Atlanteans because they can't, but like
For her to then have
Mm.
to try and save them.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah,
Maybe.
because we haven't seen that on page yet, right? Other
No.
than like random people.
I think it's going to
Mhm.
happen now that you say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see it. Anyway, that's the end of my
So-
chapter.
Chapter 5 in Omen. This chapter starts with Cass seeing the maiden in the shadowy alcoves like clockwork. He has been kind of following her and where she goes and when she goes there. And he notices that he thinks that, he notices that she thinks no one notices her, but he always does notice where she is. Cass then thinks to himself, like, this is as close as I've ever gotten to her, but that was going to change. While he is seeing the maiden, he is currently training with another guard that we don't know yet who it is. And I thought it was very interesting that he was able to train and pay attention to watching her. And then he noticed Rylan, and I put Rylan with like crying emojis.
I know.
But he notices Rylan following her. And I'm just like, I'm just so sad that he orchestrated his death, and we're gonna have to relive through that. He thought about how he would hate being followed the way that she is always followed everywhere. And then his partner notices that he is not paying attention to the training anymore. And he says, Hawke. So Hawke gives him the attention he wants, like coming at him with his sword. And his partner is Victor. Ah, yay! Insert Victor. So then I had to go back and listen to this a couple times, and I still don't understand. But as Victor says Hawke, and Hawke, Cass, turns and, like, I don't know, defends him or whatever, it says Victor appeared to feel uneasy or something. And I was like, I don't understand that, like, in that moment. Uneasy about what? Just how fast he turned, that he was able to, like, I feel like there's something there that I'm not understanding.
I think
don't
it
know if
was
you
the
guys
speed,
caught.
because it's like,
Yeah.
because
That-
Cass makes a mention in the battle, like, you know, like I was trying to like check myself, like I was trying not to be too strong, like kind of deal. So I just assumed he had
It
Yeah.
was just
moved
like,
too
whoa,
quickly.
like that was.
Yeah.
Even, or just like, because he mentions even further that like an instinctive reaction, like he didn't understand. So like he could be
Yeah.
like, what is like, I think it's kind of like,
Mhm.
what is happening?
Him seeing like something is not
Yeah.
right here. Like something is
Yeah.
off.
And then I wonder in the next chapter, if Victor, as a Victor, could sense intention. So maybe he's like looking at Hawke and like kind of knowing
Oh.
something, but
Mm.
not knowing
Like
everything.
knowing something's there, but he doesn't
Yes.
can't piece together exactly
Yeah.
what that is.
Mm-hmm.
So Victor knew where Cass was looking when he was like Hawke. And Cass noticed that Victor also knew where Poppy was. And
Yes.
which I thought was interesting, especially because he was like thinking to himself, like, one of these guards has got to go kind of thing. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, ugh. And I go into chapter's end. So unless you guys have
Yep.
some notes, because this is a
Nothing.
short one.
I do have one, but it's chapter's end. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, good. So chapter.
Zoink!
Just kidding. It's okay. I'm like the queen of literally starting to say chapter's end. You guys are like, no. I'm like, I'm sorry. So chapter ends with Victor and Cass finishing their training. Victor gives him some advice that he didn't care that he came with high recommendations, and that it only takes a second to give your upper hand up to your enemies, basically, and to be distracted. And Cass basically is like, I've already learned this in my bajillion years of fighting, but felt that this was quite an omen of what was to come, and it made
Yeah.
him feel a little bit uneasy, the way and the words that Victor said to him.
I
And
have
knowing
the
what we know
quote.
now, it's like, maybe
Yeah.
it actually is. Yeah, let's hear it.
So I have the quote because I literally copied it. I'm like, oh, the
Yeah, I
words
did
are
not.
perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Let's hear it.
Victor says, all it takes is a second for your enemy to gain the upper hand. Nothing more than the length of heartbeat given to either arrogance or vengeance to lose all which truly matters. And if that isn't something you've learned yet, you will. And I was like, because like, doesn't he like, is he not getting Poppy, like in this case, as vengeance? Like he's like, I'm going to take what's yours so I can get
Yeah.
what's mine. I was like, it was just perfect words. Like Victor couldn't have
Yeah.
said more perfect words.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
It's almost like he's all knowing or something.
I know.
Right?
Okay. So, chapter 6, present 2. So, we jump back to the present in this chapter. Cass is watching over Poppy and cleaning her as she sleeps, sorry, noting that there is no change in her. He is not sleeping, he's cleaning
I
her.
was gonna say that's talent.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah, especially change diapers, eh, Kristen?
Yeah, no, yeah. That would be great.
Yeah.
So he brings up Victor, having just had the memory with him in the last chapter, and how Victor wasn't a fan of his.
Right from the
And
start.
I feel like I was just like, I don't know where I was, because I'm like, does Cass know that Victor was a Victor? Because then maybe
No.
he could have sent in intentions. Like, I can't remember if Poppy
But does
told
he know
Cass
now?
that.
Like, does present day
Oh,
Cass know?
no.
Yes, I think-
Yes, he
I don't
does
think
now.
he does
He does.
now.
He does.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
he
I
had
was-
Poppy had the conversation with
I
him.
feel like I read this at night, and I was like, does he know? I can't remember. Like, it's hard going back between the POVs, because I'm like, did Poppy tell
It
Cass this?
is.
And we know they're not great at communication. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right?
who told who what, and where's this coming from?
Who,
And I
what,
don't
where,
think
when,
it
and why?
was a
Yes.
conversation we were privy to. I think it was, I caught Cass up on everything while he was
Yes.
gone. And it was
Yes,
like
it
that.
was.
So I was like, okay, that means everything.
I think
Yes.
it was during the bath scene when she's bathing him. I think it's mentioned
Oh,
then.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah.
Yep. He continues to clean Poppy, wondering aloud about like how much and what Victor might have known, if he could sense like who he was, or like sense
And his
things that are going to
intentions,
happen.
yeah.
Yeah. And as he continues cleaning her, he even mentions he would have killed Victor instead of Rylan if it had been Victor in Rylan's place, because he didn't know how important Victor was to Poppy at that. And I'm
Like, can you imagine how
So
different
sad. Yes.
this
Yeah.
plays out if it wasn't Rylan
It
that
would
day?
not have
Right?
happened this
No.
way,
Right?
because
No.
she, like, even though Victor died because Cass orchestrated the attack on
Mhm.
the rise and what have you, it at least isn't a direct, like, you killed
Yes.
Victor. Like,
Yes.
whereas
wasn't, like,
if it
my
would have
intention
happened
is to
that
kill.
way, it
Yeah.
would have been.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like,
Um,
and I wasn't totally like, because Victor wasn't really her guard. Like, Rylan was her royal guard, and Victor
They
was
both
just
were.
like
No,
were
he
they
was
both
too.
equal?
Yeah.
I thought they
Yeah.
were like different. Okay.
No.
Okay. I probably just
She had
forget 'cause
two
it's been
royal
so long.
guards.
Okay.
I
Because
think
they,
they're-
they offset each other, right? So
yeah. I think
Okay.
they're technically equal, but like
Yeah.
Victor
But he was more
unofficially is like
experienced.
more
Oh, true.
experienced and like has been there
Yeah.
longer.
has been
Yeah.
doing it. Yeah. Okay.
the
Yeah.
senior. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I was then again, I'm like, Cass must be telling her these stories for like the reason. Like this is why she's not gonna forget him, because
I hope you're
he's
right.
telling her everything.
I hope you're right.
And then I go into chapter's end.
Go ahead.
So the chapter ends with Cass cleaning Poppy's hand, and he's reflecting on all of what he did in order to get close to her, and how in his stories he's about to meet Poppy.
Love. Okay. So chapter 7, Who I Was. So it starts with Cass meeting Jansen Jansen. Oh my gosh, I actually wrote Jansen. Jansen, not Amanda's son. Jansen, not Jensen.
It's funny.
So Cass is meeting with Jansen to discuss killing either Rylan or Victor. And they're in the bar at this point, right? In the Red Pearl. I didn't write that down. I believe they are.
I don't have them in the Red Pearl here.
I don't
but-
think
No.
they're in the Red Pearl.
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. For some reason, I
But
thought they
don't
were.
think
Maybe
we
that's
know
just
where-
my
oh,
envision.
I don't
Yeah.
think we know.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so they're meeting, trying to discuss the plan, and he said that once one of them is removed, it opens up a spot for Cass, and because Jansen is like a commander, he can orchestrate to make sure that Cass is the
Mhm.
replacement. And I wrote here, like, I didn't realize at this point, I didn't know that they were like, I don't care which one's guarding. Like, I thought it was a direct attack at Rylan, like they were doing it for Rylan.
Yeah.
I didn't
Same.
realize they were just like, whatever
Same.
one's there that night.
Which is like it to me, it makes it like way bigger of an issue than we
Right?
realize. Like,
Like,
oh,
it very
like-
easily could have been Victor that night. And like Poppy
Yeah.
never would have forgiven him for that, ever.
I feel like just knowing that is
Yeah.
huge. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Right?
I don't care. In that moment, if it was Victor, it would have been him. Like,
Yeah.
just that alone.
Like, she's going to be
is
pissed. You
heavy.
better hope she
Yeah.
forgets that story.
Yes. Hopefully, Stasis Poppy doesn't hear everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
I found it
so-
interesting too that Cass mentions that Jansen has been in Solis longer than most Atlanteans could tolerate. And I was like, I know Jansen, he's dead now, but he was working with Alistair, but like,
R.I.P.
I feel like there's, I don't know, that just the way he said that, I'm like, I feel like there's more there. Like,
I do too. Like
Yeah.
the way they said.
and then
say that
Jansen
was
had
like-
Jansen had children. Like it mentions
Oh, I
two
didn't
children.
catch that.
Oh,
Really?
I didn't catch that either.
I'm pretty sure it did.
I believe you. It just went over my head.
I was like, let me try and find this.
I did think it was interesting that Jansen, when talking about like the having to remove one of the guards, says like both the guards are good men.
Yes.
And Cass is like, good men die all the time. Like,
Right.
oh, well,
Yeah, he's like,
But, like,
I
for
know,
Jansen
but
to
it
say
would be
that
a
kind of-
shame to lose
Yeah.
one of them. Like, there's so few
Yeah.
good men in Solis, and like they're both
Yes.
one of them.
yeah.
So that was interesting. Do you want me to keep going, Kristen, or do you want to
Yeah,
find
keep
it?
going. I'll find it.
Okay. Okay. So they're discussing the plan to take Poppy away once once Operation Get Cass into Guardianship is in order. Jansen says that the people are going to be looking for her, like she's well loved and cared for, and it's going to cause upset. And Cass is like, yeah, but it's better than the upset that's going to happen if my father brings war down on this place. So it's one or the other. And Jericho's there, and it's decided that Jericho is going to be the one that will kill whichever
Yes.
guard is escorting her that night. And I forgot about Jericho until this moment.
I thought Jansen was
Same.
Jericho. At first, when they said Jansen, I
Oh.
said, isn't he like evil? And then Jericho, I'm like, oh, there it is. I knew it started with a J. And once we
Well,
heard Jericho,
there
I
it
was
is.
like, that's the guy.
Yes.
I did
Yeah.
have a note before Jericho enters the chat.
Yeah, go ahead.
that
Yeah.
Jansen tells Cass, like, did you know how she goes to the gardens to look at the night blooming roses? And Casteel was like thinking, oh, I didn't know that. And he found it interesting that since they're native to Atlantia, like that she would be drawn to them.
Good
Yeah.
catch. Yeah.
And a part of me, like, this could be like a little Easter egg or just me not remembering what has happened because there's been so much time. But do you remember when they, I think, first enter Atlantia or something and she sees the night blooming roses, or
Yes.
Casteel does
Yeah.
something and he says, like, I know they're your favorite. And she was like, oh, like, I'm surprised he remembered that or something. I don't know
Yeah.
if she actually told him that those were her favorite flowers. And I wonder if this is the moment he learns they're her favorite flowers. And then later on is like, oh, these are your favorite. And she was like, oh, like, I'm surprised you remembered that. But like, I don't know. Wouldn't it be cool if she never did tell him and this was him learning that to then.
Well, she does
Yeah.
tell him that they
Yeah.
like that. It holds a special place for her because like they would go for walks. But remember, because she couldn't do it after Rylan was killed, and he's like, I need to give you a happy memory in this garden
Mhm.
again to replace the
Got
bad.
you. So she
Yeah.
specifically did say, okay.
I don't
was
know
like,
if she
oh, how
specifically
cool.
said they're my favorite, but I
Yeah.
think he knew the importance of them
Hinted.
to her.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I found my thing. So
Oh, did you? Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm like, I now I'm questioning because you guys didn't catch this. This is Jansen. What I want to see is the God's dam ascended, eradicated. Jansen snapped. The only reason I allowed what came out of his mouth next. They killed my children, my first son, and then my second.
I do
cut himself
remember
off
reading
with
this
the
now.
thick
remember this
swallow.
now.
I
Yes.
And I was like,
Yes.
I didn't know he had children. I'm like, did he
And
have them
that
in
they-
Solis? And like, why? Like, why would he have had children and brought them to
In
Solis, knowing what they
Solis.
do? Like, I'm just
Right.
I was very confused.
And
I
he-
do remember reading that now. Yes.
He
Yeah.
follows Alistair's like unseen and all
Mhm.
that, right? Do you think a part of it had to do with the fact that his children were murdered by them and Alistair could easily manipulate him in a way because of that, like in like revenge
Maybe.
and whatnot? That
Alistair probably
don't know.
fucking killed them. Let's be real.
right?
Honestly.
Like I need him
Sadly,
mad.
yes.
Yeah.
That's,
Not, he
ugh.
would stoop to that level. So
Oh. So like Jericho's like, yeah, I'll kill him. Woohoo. And he's like, but Cass goes, you can't touch the maiden, like the maiden's not to be touched. And he's
Mhm.
like, yeah, whatever. And so they leave, and it's like Kieran and Cass, and we find out that like neither of them like Jericho. And Cass is
like,
like,
why
"Ah,
is he on this mission? This very
Honestly.
secret that your
important
dad you don't want to
mission."
know, important, and you're basically like,
Yes.
do you want to just kill him now? Like,
Yeah,
and you're trusting him to do this?
Honestly.
Like, that seems
yes,
okay.
that's a choice.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
And Cass is like, I have a feeling he's gonna end up dead before long anyway. And then I made note of this because Kieran's like, yeah, I have a feeling that's probably true.
Yes.
And Cass mentions Kieran's feelings often had a way of becoming a reality, just like his father. And I put, I'm sorry, what? This seems like some major news that is
You said
definitely going to
what?
come back later.
Yes.
Like, what?
I put this, I'm like, this is a major little info drop here. I'm like,
yeah.
Like they can predict the
It's
future
supposed to be
without-
read as casual, I
Yes.
think, but it is very not. That is
Oh.
something.
It's not. If you read it because it's literally Kieran's feelings in italics. Like it's.
Okay. Yes, I was listening at this point because I was doing my nails.
So, before they're talking about even like Kieran's feelings, maybe I'm reading too much into this, and it's possible, but they're talking about Jericho, and they're like, he's reckless. He has no problem. He has no problems when it comes to killing. And Kieran says, "None of us do. Not even you." He paused. "At least when we're awake." And I'm like, why? What? Yes.
Awake?
At least when we're awake. I said, what does he mean when they're awake? Like, is there night?
Oh, does he mean like he's maybe haunted by dreams?
Yes.
Like it bothered.
But he's killing people in their dreams?
No, I think he means like he's not bothered by it when he's awake, but he like has nightmares about it in his dreams. Is that what it means?
I don't know, but
I don't know. That's
didn't like.
That's an odd word choice,
Because
though, because
then-
they're always like, the gods
Right
are awake,
after
the
that-
gods are sleeping.
But when we slept, a far different story could be told. I'm like, I don't know what I think
That
about
is
this, and
strange
I don't like
wording.
it.
Yeah.
it is
I
interesting
don't
choice of
like
words. That's an interesting
Oh.
choice of words.
That's all I got, though.
Very curious.
Very curious. Okay, so I have another odd comment. So I wrote this quote from the book. So, quote, "You'd think she was some sort of benevolent goddess based on how people speak of her, even the city guard. If it has to be the shroud." And it says, "I raise my brow. Come again? You've heard that she was born in a shroud." And he said, "I have." "Well, then you must know what that means. It is believed that Atlanteans born in a shroud at birth, a call that it cuts off, were chosen by the gods, blessed. There hadn't been an Atlantean born in one since the time of the gods. But besides that, ... And then it goes into other things. But like, have we heard of the shroud before? Is
No.
this
I don't
news?
think so.
Okay, so I'm like,
This is news.
what? I'm like, this is obviously true, right? Like this, because
Mhm.
she is a god. So what the fuck? News
Yeah,
dump,
that's
and
very
they just
new.
move on from it. Yeah.
And it's very like they're talking about like, oh, like Atlanteans. It hasn't done with Atlanteans, and they're like, she's not even Atlantean. I'm like, then why bring it up?
Yeah.
Like, it was very random.
Yeah.
And like, I wonder if we're gonna learn more. Like, obviously, Isbeth is dead, but maybe Iris will know more of the circumstances of their birth. And we might actually
Yes.
learn
Yes.
maybe
as a
actually the
result.
truth, because anything
Right?
Isbeth told us we wouldn't believe
it.
anyway.
Yes, yes. That'd be very interesting.
So chapter ends. Kieran is remarking on how Cass is truly the Dark One, because he's got like dark thoughts and whatever. And Cass thinks that, well, it may have started out as a myth. That is who he is now, and here we are.
I have one thing before chapters end, and I cried. It was just Cass was saying, but I would not be captured ever again. And then he
I know.
I
but he
know,
does
and
for Poppy.
So sad.
It was very
It's
sweet.
very sad.
But
Okay.
I have one
chapter-
more. Sorry.
One
Oh.
more.
You said one. No, I'm just kidding.
Liar!
I said one more before chapters end.
And one more after.
I thought it was ironic because it's like the Dark One isn't real, and then the Dark One is his brother. And then I was wondering too if he regrets any of the deaths now, like knowing how little they know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep.
Throwaway comment, I guess.
No. All right. So, chapter 8, The Only Way I Knew How. So, the chapter starts with Kieran and Cass talking. Kieran asks Cass, "Are you okay?" And then Cass was like, "Don't you have somewhere to be or someone to do?" And like Kieran scoffs. Kieran then mentions that he's going to find the others, and then they continue talking, and we learn that they are currently in the Red Pearl. I put, which is super freaking interesting. So, like, what does he mean by go find the others? Like, you know, this is very like curious right now
Yeah.
in this moment. So, Kieran is saying how like the Red Pearl is a strange place to want to spend a night alone, and Cass was just like vaguely inner monologuing, I guess, saying that like this is the kind of place that you have meetings that you don't want people to know about or do other things. And this is when Poppy enters the chat. Does anybody have anything prior to that?
Did we know that Cass has only held 50 years?
Yes.
Because he says, it's like, in my head, it was always longer.
Me too.
Oh,
I
really?
feel like it
Years?
was,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No,
I felt like it was thousands, like in my
Yeah.
what I
In my
pictured
head, it
for
was a
some
really
reason.
long time, not just 50
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
And then
Which,
I
like,
also...
obviously to us that's long, but
Yeah,
to his
yeah.
lifespan.
I also was like... Because I think they're talking about, like, Cass finding someone to fuck or something. And I was wondering, to try and be nice to Cass, I'm like, is this shedding light on why he's so horny in the present? Because he's trying to, again, put his trauma behind him like he did here. Like, this seems
like
to be his
that's
coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, 'cause that's what he literally like says that here, like the 2
Yeah.
seconds of like pleasure, it like
Yes.
I forget in those few seconds.
Yes.
And that like basically that's
Yeah.
starting to no longer work anymore, but it was a crutch. So Poppy's under the chat, and Casteel clearly doesn't know who she is, and I swear he says, the moment you stepped foot into the Red Pearl, I knew exactly who you were. I swear he said that to her, but obviously he doesn't, because he like is convincing himself that
like, well, maybe I was just
she's-
really drunk. Like, this is
Yes.
weird. Yeah.
like this doesn't smell like her, but blah blah blah. This doesn't feel like her, but blah blah blah. This
Yeah.
doesn't smell like her, blah blah blah. And it's like, okay, like, how? It's like,
If it
why do you have
walks
to
like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a fucking duck.
Yes. So yes, and like obviously, so he, as soon as she takes off, like she has like a cloak, I guess, over her head
Yeah.
or like
Yeah,
hood,
it's the
And
maidens that she stole that
blue,
is
yes.
impersonating.
And she still has like this mask on just over her eyes and like maybe nose. And as soon as he saw like her jaw and her lips, he knew she was the
Yeah.
maiden. So like he knew at that point, but I still feel like he said the moment you walked in, I knew
Yeah.
who you were. But
I also, like, he's like, I know those lips. I'm like, didn't last chapter, he's like, I struggled to get close to her, but
He does
knows
mention her
the
lips, though.
I'm like, you struggled to get close to her, but you know the exact shape of her lips.
exact
Like,
hue of the color red.
He does
I'm
say
like,
it,
this
though.
just seems... But, like, you can't... I guess he has Atlantean eyesight, I'll give him that. But I'm like,
Yeah.
you can't make out your lips if you can't get too close to someone.
But he
It's
does
very
say,
weird.
like, he's like, oh, like, I stare at her mouth so much, it's the only thing I can see. And, like, they're the perfect color of berries. Like, he did mention it in the previous
It's
chapter when
just
she
very
was
weird.
Googling all the
I
men.
can't get close to you, but I can see your lips very perfectly clear and have them memorized.
Maybe I don't have like high like expectations of myself in that same scenario, but I feel like I could stare at like your lower half of your face, like your jaw and lips, and I don't think I could pick them out.
Oh,
like if I saw
no.
them later, there's no
No.
way. Like
Perfect example of this. I had one of my coworkers come in today. She was off and she
I'm
comes in
excited
to
about
pay
this.
her bill. And I'm like, oh, I can help you here. And like she has sunglasses on her face. And she comes up to my wing and I'm like, how are you? I'm like, oh my God, I know you. Did not recognize her for like the first 30 seconds of her interaction.
that is so funny. Did you have to like verbally say, "Oh, it's you"? Like
I was
I'm
like,
sorry.
oh,
I
I
was
am so sorry.
Oh, it's the worst when that
Yep.
happens. I
Literally?
hate that when people have sunglasses.
Oh.
I can't. I don't know who
Yeah.
you are.
And they were like
I
the
have-
big ones too. So like I saw the nose. That was it.
Even like I was like, yeah, I think my my grandpa has blue eyes. And my mom's like, no, it's like your grandma. I'm like, oh. Okay.
No, I'm so non-observant. Like even on like someone can walk in and have certain shoes on. Like I used to have
Yeah.
a coworker and they would always point something out like, oh, they have new shoes on today, or oh, they cut their hair. Oh, and I'm like, I don't notice that stuff, and I feel like
Nope.
a bad person because like I won't be like, oh my gosh, you got your hair cut. Like I feel like that must like I must hurt their feelings because I don't notice that, and it's like
No.
I don't shit. Like it's not just that. Like it's so much that just I don't know if I live in like la-di-da land here, but like I don't notice that kind of
I
stuff.
know.
Oh man, like
I can pick out a logo color change, but like you guys' eye color, don't fucking know.
right? I know it's
Don't
so
fucking
funny.
know.
Mine are green.
Moving on. That is the last note I have here, other than chapters.
I don't got
Yeah,
anything.
nothing.
Oh, I had 3 notes. So chapter ends with Casteel revealing the maiden's face with the mask on and him realizing exactly who she is, which is the maiden. He mentioned that he exactly knew her. I put bull-shaped lips.
Oh,
This is not right. And I
berry.
can't even. Berry. I'm like,
Bow.
what is this trying to? Oh, bow-shaped lips and the berry-colored lips.
berry.
Yes.
Color, yes.
The shape of her jaw, and that he had no doubt in his mind that that is exactly who was in front of him right now.
Boop, boop, boop.
So, chapter 9, The Maiden and the Red Pearl. So we start
I was so
the
excited for this
chapter-
chapter.
This, I got ick in this chapter. I'm sorry, friends.
So funny. I'm excited to hear about it.
So we start the chapter in the Red Pearl with Cass on top of Poppy. She doesn't know how he knew she wasn't the owner of the cloak, but his surprise has him giving her honest answers. Like, he's very just shocked. And I'm just like, what is happening?
What's going on?
Yeah. It's very I like they're back and forth again. Like this is
Yes,
what
this is
I've
like them.
missed.
Yes.
And I
agree.
think
do like
Cass mentions like some feelings, yeah. Like
Contentment.
curiosity, yes. I'm like, is this the heart bond? Like, is this it kind of
that. 'Cause
kicking
he was like,
in?
where
Soul
the fuck did
recognizes
that come
soul.
Yeah.
from? Like, yeah, he was really
Yeah.
like shocked by
And,
his
like,
own.
Yeah, he's like, emotions filling me that I long believed were dead. Like, is this the heart bond helping
I
you?
never thought of that, but
Because
probably
his soul is coming
Yeah.
home, you know?
Yep.
I'm a little sad he starts calling her princess here. I don't think because I remember like he calls her princess because he makes her his princess, and
And now we're like getting his side of it, and we really
he's just
know
saying
why.
you're spoiled. I'm like, I liked my theory better.
Me
You're
too.
like, oh, I don't like how it feels now that we know.
Yeah. So, and then they go back and forth, and he must joke about like getting closer to her, and I'm like, at least we know his mind's constantly in the gutter.
And I
just
don't
always
think it
there.
helps because like we know Cass now, and that's always how he talks about her. So this is
Yes.
just like even in the first moment when
Yeah.
he met her, this is how he was like.
Yeah.
His
And
brain
like,
was
yeah,
thinking.
he's like, do you want to kiss? Like, do you want to kiss? Do you want to do this? And then I
you're
didn't
like, "No."
like it.
No, thank you.
Because he knows, like, this is where I started to get ick. Like, he's so intrigued by her, knowing she's the maiden, and like knowing it's this like big thing, and
Untouchable. And
Yes!
then, like, I will be the one to
and
be
I
able to
got
do that.
I got a little bit of ick, kind of, because I'm like, it's just. He's so willing to like, I'll kiss you, I'll fuck you, like I'll do this, like even though she's not supposed to, and like she doesn't say. I guess she went to the Red Pearl, so he's assuming she went for that, but like you don't
Yeah.
know, and he just seems so. And we know she
Forward.
went willingly because we've read her POV, so it's not 100% ick, but it just feels very like I do you, like
You're
I
like,
don't-
tell me anything you want. I'll do it right now, honey.
yeah,
Cool.
I didn't like it.
One thing I thought that was interesting in this chapter is that they kind of like talk a little bit back and forth, and they talk about like how both of their parents, like about her parents' death,
Yeah,
and like him basically saying like, I know death very well. Death is like an old friend that, you know, sometimes she comes when you least expect it, or sometimes she comes when you're waiting for her. And I thought it was very interesting that he is referring to death as a her, because as far as they're concerned, isn't Nyktos the god of life and death? And he is not a her.
yeah.
And but the consort is a
Oh.
her, who is the true
Yeah.
death. And I almost thought, like, do you think long ago people knew it was a consort, so they always said she in reference to death? And even though that changed, maybe that's like some subconscious
Oh.
that people still refer to death as her because it's the consort, but they don't even realize that they're doing that.
That's
Yeah.
kind of interesting.
You know what I mean? I was like,
Yes.
why is he saying she? Because it's
That's
technically
interesting.
Nyktos to them. Like, it's not like
Yeah.
God or death is this like
Yes.
thing that they're making up. Like, it is literally Nyktos is the god of that. So I just
Yeah.
thought, like,
That's
He
very
says her
interesting.
name. Yeah.
Interesting.
yeah.
That's very
Look at that
interesting.
little tidbit.
Yes. So then they kind of go. they kind of go back and forth. He's still very much like the maiden wants pleasure. I'm going to kiss her, and like he takes off her
give it to her.
cloak. Yeah, just I don't like. I didn't write a lot for this chapter because I was kind of like I don't like it.
I only have 3 notes myself, so
I don't like it.
No,
and
you.
Poppy actually calls him because she's like, "Who are you with, though?" Like, and we find like there's the 2 glasses, and
I think wasn't he like not taken back by that, but kind
yeah,
of
he
like,
was shocked that she caught on to that though.
Yeah.
He's like, what? That's random. Like, how did you
kind of
catch up
personal
on
to
that?
ask me.
Yeah,
I'm like, as you're like getting ready to
on
bang
top of her. Yeah,
It's pretty personal too, Cass.
I want my head between your thighs. Like, I think that's a little more personal than the 2 glasses over there on the side table.
Oh, that's funny.
Uh,
Do you know what? I think also, like, this did not bother me as much as it's bothering you. However, I think also getting his POV up into this point is kind of affecting this too, because he's going on and on about assuming she's the worst, assuming she knows everything about it, like the Ascended. Obviously, she's complacent and she knows everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. She's in front of me. I want to bang her. And it's like,
yeah.
And a
you
bang,
literally,
bang, bang.
yes, you literally like basically saying how you dislike her. You're gonna just like offer her up for slaughter or whatever. You're like, you don't care. And the second you see her in person, you like everything has gone out the window. He's literally like in another chapter. Kieran's gonna be pissed and like,
Yeah.
because I saw her and wanted to bang her. Jeez,
I was just like, I don't know, oddly bothered by it.
Yeah.
But then he finds her dagger and he notices like that it's bloodstone and woven bone
like,
and how unique it is.
And how the F doesn't Ascended have like
Yes.
someone in the Ascended realm,
Yes.
let alone the maiden have
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
And he
Yes.
assumes she doesn't know how to use it. And it's like, honey, she's got
Right.
this.
Yes.
Let
Yes.
me cut your face, bitch.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a little harsh.
Oh, it's fine.
I'll give you a matching scar, baby.
Yeah. Maybe that was mean of me because she actually has scars on her face.
That's
I
why
did
I thought
not.
you said it. That's why I went there.
I didn't pick that out.
No, I was meaning like she was saying to Cass, like, you don't think
Yeah.
I can use this? Bitch, I'll cut you. But I didn't think because she has...
And that's
Yeah,
why
I
I
know.
said, yeah, I'll give you a matching scar.
No, once
I
you
thought
said that, I was like, oh, I did not mean that. And I'm so hopefully that doesn't come off as insensitive that I was like
It's
making fun
fine.
of her scars because that's not what I
No.
meant. Anyways.
So we'll end the chapter here. We end it with Kieran knocking on the door, calling Cass away. He asks Poppy to stay, promising her that he'll be back, but he knows that she will leave, and he promises to find her in his mind. Which again was like really like this is another thing where I'm like it's kind of like because he's like I would find her again sooner rather than later. She would be mine, and I'm like I know he probably means
You'll
just
own
I'm gonna
her.
take her and like do the thing I need to do with her, but.
But think about it. I'm gonna use
Gave
her.
me
Like
icky
I'm gonna take her and give her like and use her for ransom, but I just want to make sure I fuck her before that. Like that's
Yeah.
where it's like, you know, like
Yeah.
unless in this moment his mind has already changed, which maybe it has, but I don't know. But yes, I can see that perspective.
Anyway.
All right. Next chapter.
Yes.
Onwards.
Chapter 10. Look at us go. We rocking. Okay, this one's called 2 Brief Moments. So, my chapter notes open. Cass and his blue balls are sad to be leaving to the woods, but here they are.
Thank you.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my goodness.
So we find out that the, quote, supplies that Kieran was referencing is our good friend Emil, because Cass needs to have his lunch.
Because he
Love
needs
Emil.
a meal.
Yeah.
Why does his name that? And he's his meal. That's so funny.
That's amazing.
That is gold.
I didn't until Katie just said that the way she said it. He got a meal
Gold.
because he needs. I'm like, a meal? Oh shit, that was good.
Yep. That was
Oh.
perfection.
Oh man.
We're clearly all tired, but here we are. Okay, so Kieran asks who Cass was with. He can tell that he was with someone because he can smell them on him, and he's like, "Damn those woven noses!" And so,
But then
after
he's like, but I also probably could have smelled it too as an Atlantean.
"Yeah," he's like, "I can still smell her now, all over me." And so he says that he eventually admits that it's the maiden, and Kieran's like, "Bullshit! Like you're shitting me. There's no way. Like there's no way it was the maiden." And yes, it was, good sir. So Kieran asks why he didn't just take her then. Like, what? Like, you were alone with her. Why didn't you just take her? And Cass says, because if I did, then I would have had to quiet her and use my compulsion, and that wouldn't have lasted long enough to get her out of the city. But meanwhile, I'm going right into chapter's end. Do you guys have anything before I do?
I just have one
I have
like
a
quick
few
little thing, but
things.
go ahead.
Okay,
You Kristen.
go before I
Please.
go into my.
I still, again, Cass is like, they don't know Spez's end. I'm like, are you fucking dumb? Like, why are you assuming that it's too far east? They don't know what's going on here. That just seems like just poor strategy in general.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like it.
No. It's
don't
naive.
like it.
Naive.
It's very naive. I'm like, you are 500 years old or whatever you are. You are smarter than this, Cass.
Yeah.
I almost told you
Anyway.
200, but it's because I'm reading a different book and the guy is 200 years old, and I just listened to that part today. So I
I don't even
almost
know
said
if he's
it.
500 years old, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know how
I
old he
just-
is
I feel
either.
like
I was
he's
like, I
older
mean,
than
actually,
that,
he's
maybe.
200. I'm like, oh no, wait, that was the other book I was reading.
I don't know. He's in the hundreds.
Yeah,
Yes.
Something
Yeah.
100.
He's a century or two at least.
Something 100.
Very naive.
Am I correct that Emil is there because Cass needed to feed, but he didn't like to feed from somebody that was half Atlantean?
Mhm.
Because
Yes.
I thought he fed from Kieran like all the time.
Same. I wondered
And
this
why
too.
is
I was
Yeah.
like,
he not just feeding from Kieran? He's like, nope.
yeah.
We need someone from Atlantia to risk all the way through the Blood Forest, all the way through the Skotos Mountains. Come here, risk being caught by Solis, just so I can feed from you, and then go on back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
It was weird.
literally feed from Kieran all the time.
Yeah. It was
Like,
definitely
Yeah.
weird.
In here, but
I don't get it.
yeah, I don't know.
You guys good if I go into chapter end?
Yeah.
Yipper.
All right. So chapter ends with Cass thinking that what he had told Kieran was not the only reason that he didn't take her then. He thought that it was also the fact that if he had taken her, she likely would have seen it as some sort of punishment for breaking the rules of the Society of the Ascended by stepping out of the cage. And he's like, you know, for some reason, allowing her to have the all too brief moments was not something that he was willing to taint. Like, he didn't want her to think she was being punished for
But, like,
living life.
Why does he care, right? Like,
Exactly.
It's like,
It's because he
you didn't
nerves
care-
her and doesn't know it yet.
right? But
That's
it's like,
why.
you're going to kill the guard and you're not thinking, well, I'd like them to just have this moment of living any longer.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, but I get
Fair
it.
point.
It's like the soulmate things, but it's like suddenly he's
point.
having like mercy against what his plan was. Anywho, chapter 11, necessary supplies. Chapter starts with Casteel explaining to Emil, calling him a motherfucker and talking about how
Yeah.
he was, although like this was really confusing actually, because he's like explaining about Emil that like he's shitty, and then also it's like, but actually he's very loyal through and
Like,
through.
what
I'm
is
like,
the deal with Emil?
Yes.
Because Emil is also the one where he's like, nah, you can't hold my girl's hand. Kieran can fuck her, that's fine. But
yes.
you can't hold her hand or look at
Yes.
her. Like,
Yes.
what is his deal with Emil? I don't
I
get
don't
it.
know. I don't know.
It's
But yes, here I was
weird.
like, you're like basically saying he's kind of this shady guy, but then you're like, but he is very loyal. And yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it.
I just realized I was reading my chapter 11 notes, the last chapter, sorry. So this is where they bring up Spez's end.
I was going to say, I don't remember Spez's end getting mentioned, but
That's so funny.
Maybe.
That's
I was
okay.
reading the
We get there.
wrong one.
We'll get there.
Talking about Emil being shady though, like this is maybe towards the end. So never mind, I'll
It's
say
okay.
it after.
No, do
I'm
it.
like-
Say it. It's all right. Go for it.
This is how off, like I have no idea what's going on. So at the end of the chapter, I need some sleep.
Okay.
At the end of the chapter, they tell Emil to run interference with Alistair.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, Alistair literally joins them like later. I'm like, so either
Oh,
Emil's
yeah.
not good running interference or he didn't run interference.
I did the exact effing
Like, what
opposite,
if
and that's why
Emil's
he's
not
like,
good?
this guy's shady. Oh, I would hate that. Because he's the one that, like, is a thing with Vanetta, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I
I'd be
don't
sad
like
about
it,
that.
but
Because
But maybe
I'm suspicious.
when Cass is drinking from Emil, he sees like the visions
Yes,
of
the scene with
Vanetta and stuff.
Vanetta.
And he like
Yes.
looks at him and he's like, "Doo-doo-doo."
Which, like, you can choose the memories people see.
I know.
So,
Well,
like,
at
why-
least that's our experience with it. Maybe not everyone can.
And, like,
Maybe.
Yeah.
There's also, I was thinking this when I said that. I'm like, why show that memory? But, like, there's also, you can't really control your thoughts, right? Like, you just think
Yeah.
what you think. That's
Yeah.
like when you have
Right.
anxiety, you're like, I don't want to think this. I'm just
Right.
thinking it. So,
Yes.
like, maybe that's the case where he's like, it pops. But, like, if I knew someone was going to feed off of me and they were going to see my memories, I would literally be like,
What's the
a
most
dog
boring thing I can
walking,
think
yes,
of?
a dog walking down the street, da da da. Like, I would force something in my head out of fear that's something I don't want them to see.
Emil was
Get
probably
seen,
thinking,
you
I
know?
wish it was
Same.
Vanetta drinking my blood right now.
Literally.
And he's like, oh shit,
So
oh
funny.
shit.
Okay, so Cass asks them if they had any trouble on the way here, and they kind of joked like, nothing that we couldn't handle, haha, just a couple craven in a guard or 5. And I thought it was kind of funny. And then they were talking about like eating mortals and like, oh, it's been a
Yes.
while since we've eaten
Yes.
mortals. I don't
Mortals
know
are
why-
gamey. We don't
Yeah,
like to
they're-
eat them.
Yes,
Because,
I'm
like,
why?
Because somebody ate one on the way or something. Or no,
Yes.
he ripped his head off or something on the way.
Yes.
And Emil's like,
Yeah,
oh,
like,
I've
did
never
you
seen
eat
that
them?
before. It's kind of weird.
Yeah,
Like he makes like a, that was a
Yes.
scene.
yeah. I'm like, oh, I did not need that.
Thanks
I
for that
didn't need
visual,
that
Emil.
Exactly. So they speak again about the lower wards being in the condition that they are, and that they just cannot believe that people are living like that. Cass asks, this is about Spessa's End. They talk about like Pompeii and blah blah blah. So I just think that was interesting because like these places we know about now.
Yes.
And we didn't before. They start speaking about Alistair, and Casteel mentions that he doesn't want Alistair to do. He doesn't want. Sorry, Casteel mentions that Alistair doesn't really help to lessen his father's anger or desire for war, and that
Mhm.
he wants to go to war just as badly as any of the Atlanteans, which I thought was interesting.
Mhm.
And then Kieran believes that the woods are haunted. He says, well, actually, he says they are haunted. He said they give him bad vibes, and I felt like it was a premonition type feeling that Malek is in the Blood Forest because
Ooh.
he says,
Oh,
something
I never
was
thought of
being
that.
haunted. And then Casteel says something, and he's like, no, I don't think. Like, they are haunted. And that's when I was like, is he getting like vibes that he knows Malek is there? Because he's technically
And maybe they're
That's
hearing
like
like the germs and stuff,
yeah.
that
Yeah.
guard.
right. So he's
Oh.
like getting a sense
Interesting.
of that. Cass hesitates because so Cass is about to feed. And before that happens, he hesitates because he doesn't want the blood to wash away the taste of the maiden. He then feeds anyways because he knows that's
Don't worry,
crazy.
Cass, you're getting more.
Yes, like crazy. Cass explains that if you didn't trust somebody, then you didn't feed from them, basically. Or if you did feed with them, they'd have like a physical reaction. And he mentioned that Emil did not have any physical reaction at all. He didn't flinch. He was very still. And this was because they trust each other. Casteel mentioned that he didn't know what he did to deserve that trust from Emil. So then he starts having memories of Emil while he's feeding, and it is Vanetta, and he's like, why would he be thinking about her right now? And then he's like, actually, I think it's obvious why he's thinking about her. And then, yeah, he's kind of like, you must have it. I was raising my eyebrows for our listeners, like, But yeah, he's like, you must have a death wish or something. So Cass finishes feeding from Kieran. No, sorry, that's not true. Cass finishes feeding from Emil, and Kieran is worried. Oh my
Kristen's
gosh.
laughing
It
at
is-
Emil
it's getting
again.
late. Oh my
No.
gosh. He's feeding a meal. He was worried that Cass didn't get enough, and Cass is like, no, I did. Check. And he gives Kieran his wrist. I can't, I know. It's too late, you guys. It's 11:32 p.m. and I'm trying hard. So he checks his pulse and it is very strong. And then did we know, because they explained that Emil was of one of the first bloodlines of Atlanteans and also an elemental. And I feel like we didn't know this about Emil.
Yeah, I don't think so.
We were told
don't
a
think
lot.
At least I
Yeah.
don't remember. Yeah.
So going back to my why doesn't he just feed off of Kieran? Maybe there's something to be said about
Is he
that and it makes him
stronger?
faster or something. Because that's why Kieran was like, you didn't have enough. And he's like, no, I did look. And he kind of was like, this guy's a strong Atlantean. So maybe that's the reason for that. Emil offers to stay nearby and says he would just go sightseeing or something. But Cass knows that he's really just offering to stay close by so that he could be close if Cass needed to feed again. But Cass, thinking to himself, says he's an elemental, meaning Cass. So he shouldn't need to feed for some time unless he really got weakened. As long as he eats well, like a normal mortal would, he should be fine. And then he says, I actually have a favor to ask of you. And he asks him to return to Atlantia and Avimond and says, I would like you to keep an eye on Alistair. And he meaning Emil, asks, are you suspicious of him? And Casteel says, no. I've known him since I was a babe, and he's like a second yet more demanding father. But he wants to just make sure that Alistair doesn't learn about what Casteel is doing so that he doesn't try to, because basically if he gets a hold of Poppy when he has her, they will just kill her and use her as revenge kind of, where he's then I won't be able to go through my plan to save my brother. So it's not from a point of I don't trust Alistair. It's more just I want to make sure I get my plan and not them taking over what
before they start a war.
want to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Emil asks, I already talked about this. Why do we want to hide this from Alistair? And then it was interesting that he explains why, and then Emil's like, how's that any different than what we're doing? Cass says, I don't plan to kill her, but it's basically still something out of revenge is why he's saying that. It's kind of the same thing. And I'm getting your chapter close. Does anybody have anything else to add there?
Both in.
Okay. So chapter ends with Casteel heading back to the Red Pearl. And then he enters the chamber in which he and the maiden were in together. And as soon as he gets to the door, he realizes that she did not wait for him.
Bum, bum, bum.
Sad.
Poor horny Cass.
Yeah, literally.
It's just you in your head tonight.
Oh, that's so funny. Too bad, so sad.
Oh well, moving on.
I don't feel sorry for you. Okay, so that concludes our first episode on the Soul of Ash and Blood book. But before we close out this episode, it's your favorite time, Bookish Breakdown.
I forgot I had to play the music.
I did okay.
I could see your golf ball eyes. I could see them. Okay, so Katie was in charge of the hosting duties today, and I did some arts and crafts, but I couldn't find tape, and so I stuck them with greatest stickers, and they're not holding up very well. So I'm gonna try not to dump this whole thing all over the ground.
Oh,
but
that is so funny.
we are playing. Ah! See, there they go. It's fine. Everything's fine. We are playing Blood and Ash Jeopardy. Okay,
Ooh,
so
fun.
Ooh.
Did you drop
that
it?
I couldn't find fucking tape.
Can totally tell you did not do this last minute.
No, totally not. Not at all. Okay, so I don't want to tilt it because it's going to fall. But we got 3 categories for each of the books. So you would choose From Blood and Ash, A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, Crown of Gilded Bones, and War of Two Queens. And on each of the cards, for 100 points, 200 points, or 300 points.
Fun.
Yeah. So there is a quote that, or a section of the book that I'm going to read. I think they're all quotes, actually. Yes, they're all quotes. So there are an opportunity to get, you can either get partial points or full points. So let's say you picked From Blood and Ash for $100, whatever. And I'm going to read you the quote. If you can tell me who said it and what the major event it was surrounding,
Like
then you'd get the full 100 points. If you can only tell me one of those things, they're like, oh, I think that's when Cass steals her, but you can't remember who said the quote, then you would get half of those points. So you'd get 50 points for it instead. If you don't get either of them, or if you're missing one of them, the other person can have an opportunity to steal.
Okay.
So there are stolen points on the table. Do we want to do it at full value or half of the half value if they steal? What do you guys want to do?
I think half.
Okay.
Is that too much math?
No, it's not. I just need paper. Just bear with me one second.
We're so on top of things today.
All right. So, so obviously at the end, there's a total of 12 quotes on here because there's up to 3 for each book. So you would have to tell me you want From Blood and Ash for 100 points. And obviously the 100 points is an easier quote, at least I thought so, than the 300 points. So you can try and get more points, but it's going to be a harder way to get it.
Yep.
Does that make sense? Does everyone understand?
So. Clear as mud.
Okay. So let's do rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, go. And the winner can decide who goes first.
Okay.
Yes.
Go.
Ready?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay. Oh my God, you guys. I am going to say it. Okay. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, I think Amanda's got
paper,
scissors.
Amanda's won.
Okay. So, Amanda, do you want to go first or do you want Kristen to go first?
I think so. I'm going to go first because if Kristen does super well, I'm just going to be intimidated. And then I'm going to go to shit.
So, again, I don't want to tilt it, but we got Blood and Ash, Kingdom, Flesh and Fire, Crown of Gilded Bones, and War of Two Queens.
Okay.
So, you got to tell me the book that you want and the number of points you're going to go for.
Blood and Ash for 300, Alex.
Ooh, all right. Okay. Let me make sure, because this is one of the ones that fell. Let me make sure that it's actually that one. Because it was... Could
you imagine?
Yes, it is. Okay. It is. Okay. Are you ready? And
No,
Kristen, remember to
yes.
listen, because you can steal if she gets it wrong.
I'm paying attention.
Okay. I don't even know what to say to you right now. Gods, after I finished talking to the commander, I couldn't find you. I ran into Tawny and she said that you returned to your room. When I went to check on you, you weren't there. And I figured you could be here, but I did not expect to find this. So you got to try and tell me who said it and what major event happened.
I think it's, can I say one and then you say yes or no and then say, or do I have to say both?
You have to say both.
Any hints. Okay. Can you read it one more time?
Absolutely.
Or no?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Because I think I know the first. I just want to make sure the event.
I don't even know what to say to you right now. Gods, after I finished talking to the commander, I couldn't find you. I ran into Tawny and she said you returned to your room. I went to check on you and when you weren't there, I figured you could be here, but I did not expect to find this.
Okay. It is Victor, I think. And I think it is when he finds, it's like right when the attack kind of happened. No, it's when, like, you know, when Victor comes out and sees like them after they were under the willow tree. I can't remember if that was like the rise attack, but like that's the moment. Okay.
Yes, that's what I was looking for. Good job. All right, so you got both. So Amanda, you get the full 300 points.
Whoop whoop.
All right, Kristen, so everything is on the table except for Blood and Ash for 300. So what would you like?
I'm going to take War of Two Queens for 300.
All right. Okay. Are you ready?
Worried. No. Yes.
It went good, I think. We spoke to gods, hundreds, maybe more. Quite a few of them were, well, it was like they were ready to hear someone was doing something.
Oh, fuck. It's a hard one. I know. I'm trying to remember who it was. It was like Emil or Vanetta, but I know I need to narrow that down. I'm going to go with Emil.
I can't confirm or deny. You need to tell me both. First.
I don't know. I know. I'm getting there.
You can take your time. If you pause, I won't answer. That's all.
No. I don't know if it was Emil. I'm so worried. I'm going to go with Emil. And it's when I think they're filling Poppy in on like what they when they went in, they were going to go to that one place where they went in to like warn the mortals to leave because they're going to attack the city. It's the very first one. Is that enough? Do you need more?
Final answer?
Final answer.
Okay, so you get half points.
Thought
I'm
so.
just wondering if we're going to give Amanda the opportunity to steal one.
Do you want to not tell me which one's right?
That's what I'm wondering. What
Right.
do you?
So it's even, like what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm wondering. Yes.
I think
okay.
so too. And the shitty part, I think even the fact that I know one's right is almost a disadvantage. But
Well, you were given the same information she was, so I don't think it's a disadvantage. Oh, sorry. I see what you're saying. Like
I know.
I thought
that
you
one
were
of her
saying you
answers is
knew
right.
which one was right. Sorry, that's what I thought you were saying.
No, but I do think that.
But it is only worth half the points if you steal it,
yes.
right?
And I think that Emil is the part that's wrong, and I have no idea who, because I don't know if I think it's Vanetta.
I'll be
But
so
I'm gonna
mad if
go
it's
with
Vanetta.
I'm gonna say Vanetta just because it's the only other option to
It's
choose.
Vanetta.
Okay. It's Vanetta.
So
And yes, it was during the event that Kristen mentioned. So
I'm so
Kristen
mad.
gets a I know, I was like, oh, she's talking out loud. So
It's
Kristen
hard
gets
not to.
it is.
it really
I know.
is.
So Kristen gets 150 points for getting the first half right. Amanda, you get half of that for stealing, so you get an additional 75 points on that thing. All right.
Okay, I
So,
think
Amanda,
I'm
it is now your
okay.
turn.
Okay, we'll do Kingdom of Flesh and Fire's on there, right?
Yes.
Okay,
All three
Kingdom
of
of
them.
Flesh and Fire, 100.
All right. Oh, of course, that sticker sticks. I ripped it.
I could hear it.
Okay, let me just go up to my cheat sheet so I know for sure. Okay. All right. I thought I heard you calling my name, screaming for help. It must have been the wind. Probably the wind. And sorry to interrupt.
Okay, I'm like 95% sure that it is Delano, and it's when he's like guarding outside of her room and she's inside like mad that she's like locked in that room or whatever, and she's like, help me get out of here or something along those lines.
Correctamungo. A full
Both okay.
100
I
points
wasn't
for you.
100% sure on Delano.
Yeah, you
was
got
like,
it.
I'm
100
pretty
points.
sure.
All right,
Okay.
Kristen, you are up.
War of Two Queens for 200.
All right.
Just gonna stick with that book for now.
It's
the
most recent.
fresh in the head.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So you've seen what kind of shape he's in. He wouldn't have made it far. His disappearance would have been noticed too quickly. They would have caught him, and that wouldn't have ended well for him.
Oh my god, is it bad that I have no idea?
I'm just in my mind, I'm like, huh?
Can you say it again?
Of course. You've seen what shape he's in. He wouldn't have made it far. His disappearance would have been noticed quickly, too. They would have caught him, and that wouldn't have ended well for him.
Oh, I know what he's talking about, I think.
You've seen what shape he's in. And he wouldn't have made it far.
Oh,
Oh!
wait, never mind. It's not what I think.
Can you say it one more time? Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. You've seen what kind of shape he's in. He wouldn't have made it far. His disappearance would have been noticed quickly, too. They would have caught him, and that wouldn't have ended well for him.
This is, I feel like, a total shot in the dark because I'm not 100% sure. I think it's Malik. And I feel like he's talking to the group when they kind of save Cass and they're leaving. And Malik's like trying to say they wouldn't have gotten far. That's my final
Correct!
answer.
200
Ooh.
points!
Thank God.
That's crazy because I didn't know. And then I went to, was it the first time they saw Iris? And they're like, we didn't take him. And that's where I would have ended. So,
Oh,
Okay, so I'm going to just read
That was
this out
tough.
because it's hard to see. So we have
Yes.
Blood and Ash for 100 and 200 available. We have Kingdom of Flesh and Fire for 200 and 300. We have all of Crown of Gilded Bones, and we only have 100 points left for War of Two Queens.
let's do War Two Queens.
Okay. So this is the last question for the War of Two Queens. All right. I believe you would guide the regent towards what is best for the kingdom and would not be foolish enough to repeat your mistakes.
This is Casteel talking to Valen when he is basically like, if we die going to this war, I need you to help Vanetta or whomever is gonna ascend to the crown.
Correct.
Whew.
All I was looking for was that he was being told he had to stay put on his little hiney. So you gave me even more.
His hiney.
Okay, so War of Two Queens is off the board, Kristen. You've got the
Yep.
first 3 books available to you.
Crown of Gilded Bones, all 3 on that one are available?
Yeah, all 3 on that one, yes.
I'll do 200.
200? All right.
Right in the middle.
Right in the
Right in the
middle. Okay, he's really angry. He's been going crazy looking for you. I've never seen him this way. Never.
Okay, he's fudgesicles.
That's hard.
He's really angry.
I've never,
I've never
seen him this way for
way.
you.
He's been going crazy looking for you. I've never seen him this way. Never.
He's been going crazy looking for you. Is this Kieran and he's talking to Poppy maybe when Cass is gone with Daddy and he's like, I don't think that's right. Can you say the quote again?
Yes, I
That's
can.
all my final
Locked
answer.
it in.
I am not locked in, Regis. Okay. Okay, he's really angry. He's been going crazy looking for you. I've never seen him this way. Never.
Oh. I still think it's when Poppy was taken, and I think it's referring to Cass. But I'm going... How would they know, though? Full send. Alistair said it, and it's in reference to... He's talking to Poppy, I think, about how Casteel's going crazy looking for Poppy, because Alistair's taken her. I don't even know if that happens in that book, but here we go.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Think about what
You
you just
said-
said there.
You said
Yes,
2
you said
different
the-
names, so I
the
just
same
don't know
thing,
which
yes.
one you're locking
Oh.
in. Which
I
one
think
said it? Just lock
you
that in
said-
for me.
Okay, Alistair said it but he's talking about Cass. So Alistair said it.
So Alistair's the person that said it, and it's in
Yes.
reference to when
Yeah.
Poppy was stolen. That's your answer,
I
correct?
don't think that's even in the right book, but full send.
Okay, you have half marks. I cannot
Ah.
tell you which one is right, but you do have half marks, so you've earned 100
Listen.
points.
Okay,
Amanda,
I
you have an
think-
opportunity to steal 50.
I think it was. I'm not sure, but I think it was Kieran or another woman, but I'm going with Kieran that said it.
That's correct. And Kristen,
Yeah.
you said it first. You said Kieran first.
I know.
I'm
Like,
like,
I was like,
oh, you second guessed yourself.
Because I'm like, he was going crazy looking for you. Like, it sounds like
Yeah.
he's still going crazy. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he is. So in this moment, it's when Poppy is still in the bone
He's
chains
been
and Kieran's
saved.
taking them off, and like Cass is off biting
Motherfucker.
people. Yeah, you were on the right track. Okay, Amanda. So there are 2 left of each of the books.
I'm gonna go with Blood and Ash.
Okay, so we got 100 or 200 available for that book.
1, please.
1. All right.
Yes.
Okie dokie. All right. So I included this part right before the quote, so I blanked out the person's name because I feel like it was relevant. So I'm just going to read it here. Blank stopped as we entered the foyer, placing his hand on my shoulder. You did all that you could. He squeezed gently. You did what you needed to do, and you are not responsible for this death. He was doing his duty, the same as I would if I were to die defending you.
This is Victor talking to Poppy about Ryland's death.
Correct.
Okay.
Look at you go. That's some good memory. I would not have known these. Okay. Kristen, you are next.
Kingdom of Flesh and Fire for 200.
Okay. This is a biggin. Look how biggin this one is.
I'm scared.
Hold on.
Look how big in this one is.
It's like the biggest one by far. Okay. It seems to me that this honor has been bestowed upon you, and it comes with very few benefits. You are not allowed to show your face or travel anywhere outside of the castle grounds. You didn't even seem all that surprised when the priestess moved to strike you. That leads me to believe that it's something fairly common. You are not allowed to speak to most, and unless you are spoken to, you are caged in your room all day and your freedom is restricted. All the rights that others have privileges are just rewards that seem impossible for you to earn.
Casteel or Hawke said it. And I think he says it after like she gets punished from the Duke, and he's saying like you're not surprised that the Duchess moved to strike you. Like, I think he's kind of saying it to lift her spirits after that. Is that enough?
You have half marks, my friend.
Fuck, my friend.
Okay, so
I really tried.
So do I just say both, or do I say which one I think she got wrong? And just
depends on what you think she's
okay,
wrong.
so I think that Cass is right, and I think it's after the oh God, what is her name? Whatever one makes her read that book. A priestess or some shit.
That's the word I was looking for. Yes, that's
priestess.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck? I can't remember that lady's
I didn't
name.
read enough of it to get her name. I just got priestess, so that's all I was looking for. Okay. So this was worth 200. So Kristen, you got half points. You get 100. And Amanda, you earned half of the half point. So you
50.
earned 50 points there.
Half of
Look at me doing math. All right. So we've got Blood and Ash 200 left. Kingdom of Flesh and Fire 300 left. Crown of Gilded Bones 100 and 300. What would you like?
Oh, Crown of Gilded Bones 300, and I feel like it's gonna be so effing hard.
You've been killing it. I'm like, I feel like you have way more. I don't think I can catch up point wise.
I feel like after this one,
you
we
keep
should, like,
stealing.
what points are we at?
No way. We're going full send, baby.
Oh,
right.
we want us to know. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Getting it.
A god is born, not created. What she is, she, like the Revenants, are an abomination of all that is godly.
Oh, shoot. Okay, I have one of two people that it is, and I don't effing know which one. Ugh. Okay. I'm just going to say Nyktos, and it is when she goes back to Elysium the second time on her own.
You have half marks, my friend.
Motherfucker.
Kristen, you have the opportunity to steal.
Ugh,
what book is this from?
This is Crown of Gilded Bones.
Crown
It
of...
hurts more that I got half a point.
I know. Can you say the quote again?
Of course. A god is born, not created. What she is, she, like the Revenants, are an abomination of all that is godly.
Oh, man, I feel like it's so obvious now, too.
I know.
That's so annoying.
If it makes you feel better, I don't know. I think it is Nyktos.
I almost said the two that I'm like, don't say it aloud, Amanda.
I know.
Don't give it away.
Oh, she got half points, and you guess who did you guess?
Nyktos.
And it was, but the second time she went.
The second time she went to Elysium. When she went to Elysium on her own without anybody. Those are my two guesses.
And say the quote again.
A god is born, not created. What she is, she, like the Revenants, are an abomination of all that is godly.
So I think it is Nyktos, but I think it's the first time they went to Elysium. Because otherwise, why would he say she is?
Incorrect. So Amanda
Is it
had
Nectis?
Yes, it is Nectis. All right.
I didn't think I didn't think we got Poppy going the second time.
Did you say Nectis? I'm like, no, don't get it.
It's when she goes there, and that's when she like officially calls on the powers of the Draken, but she goes by herself the second time.
I didn't think there were any details beyond she went, which is why I was...
No, she went, and then she talks, that's when Nectis says, like, Juno's there, you need to, like, get Iris and back to wake the consort, but I couldn't
my memory
remember.
is awful.
I couldn't remember if it was Nectis or Nyktos.
So for that point, Amanda got the 150. Nobody gets the second point because it was a steal it was a failed steal.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so Kristen's turn now, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
So we have Blood and Ash 200, Kingdom Flesh and Fire 300, Crown of Gilded Bones 100.
The 300 one, because
All right.
I need to catch up points, even though I'm probably going to fuck it up.
Okay, so this is Kingdom of Flesh and Fire for 300. I haven't seen anything like this since your mother and father were married. Even then, it wasn't like this. This is an omen, a powerful one.
Oh, it's Jasper, and it's when yes, I think it's Jasper, and it's when Poppy and Cass get married, and there's that thing over the sky.
Hold on, I gotta go up to my cheat sheet because I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm like, what the heck is this quote?
I literally have no memory of this one at all. Well, I
Okay,
kind of
sorry.
remember, but I have no idea.
Can you repeat what you said again, Kristen? Sorry, because I was panicking trying to find my cheat sheet. Sorry, I only have
Jasper,
Okay,
and it's when Poppy and Cass get married, and the cloud, that sky thing happens, and he's like, "Oh, it's an omen of a good marriage."
Correct. You got 300.
Thank God.
I would have got none of those at all.
All right,
Listen, I
Amanda,
remembered that
we
book.
have Blood and Ash for 200 and Crown of Gilded Bones for 100. That's
I'll
what's
take
left.
Blood and Ash 200.
Okay. All right. I don't think you can even possibly begin to understand what that means. But be that as it may, you were right. I am a bit more wounded than I let on. If it hadn't been for the Bloodstone, I would be healing by now. I have said time and time again that Bloodstone needs to be destroyed, but we worry that Craven would overwhelm the people if so.
Okay. I'm gonna just go for my gut instinct on here, but I don't feel confident about it. Oh, it's gonna be wrong. I think it is. Oh, I keep saying, do I ask you to say it again? No, it's Casteel. I hope, and I think it's after she tries to stab him and kill him, and then she runs away, and then she's like, "How come I didn't kill you?"
You got 0 points.
Fuck.
Kristen, you have an opportunity to steal a full 50%.
None.
here.
Damn it! I should have asked you to read it again.
Can you read it again?
Yes. I don't think you can even possibly begin to understand what that means. But be that as it may, you were right. I am a bit more wounded than I let on. If it hadn't been Bloodstone, I would be healing by now. I've said time and time again that the Bloodstone needs to be destroyed. But without it, the Craven would overwhelm the people.
Oh, it was
And
that
it was
end part that
in-
I'm like, I don't understand.
Kingdom
It
of
was
Flesh and
in-
Fire.
How did... Be that as it may, the Craven would what was the Craven? The Craven would overwhelm us?
So,
The
yeah,
people-
I've said time and time again that Bloodstone needs to be destroyed, but without it, the Craven would overwhelm the people.
Is it Lord Asshole Mazine? Oh, I'm just going to go for it. I think it's maybe Lord Mazine when they're in the carriage and he has Poppy because he's wounded and he needs her blood, so he's saying this.
Okay, so this is interesting. You got half. You have the oh wait, yeah, Amanda.
I
I
stole
can
from
say
Amanda.
this. Yes, you stole
So
from
she
Amanda.
gets half of half.
You get half of halves. Yes, so you have the right instance. It is in the carriage, but it's
the
Cheney.
other
It's Lord
guy.
Asshole number
Yeah.
2. Not Lord Asshole.
When you said
number
Lord
1.
Asshole, I'm like, woo, he's dead. Woo,
Yeah.
woo, woo.
I
So,
knew it was
okay,
one
so
of the
then
Lord
you had-
Assholes.
You had
Good
100 points up
call.
for steal because it was a 200, so you earned 50 because you got one of them. Right? That math
I
is
had
correct?
no idea. Like, the only reason I'm like, that I was like, it probably isn't Cass is because of that, like, the Bloodstone part at the end.
Yeah.
But I'm like, who else
I knew
would
it
have
was
been
this
Lord
one-
Asshole.
this one
I
was
said
a
the
poll.
wrong one.
This one was
That was-
hard. Okay, so
that was
Kristen, it's
hard.
your turn now, yeah?
Yep.
There's only one left. You get Crown of Gilded Bones for
I'll
100.
take that one.
All right. Did you think my strike was meant for you?
Oh, that's easy.
What?
I thought this one was easy too. That's why I put it at 100. I'm like, oh shit, was it hard?
Did you think my strike was meant for you?
Yes.
I have no idea.
You can get this. You can get this. You
I
can
have
get this.
no
You're-
idea.
You're gonna be so mad at yourself.
It's in the Crown of Gilded Bones. Just remember that. That's the category.
I know. I know.
Did you think my strike was meant for you?
Unless I'm way off, because you're mad. So I'm like, I know what it is, and then
Did you think my strike was meant for... I have no idea what they're talking about. No idea. None. This is not easy. What the fuck are you talking about?
shot in the dark. Just shot in the dark. It.
I thought it was easy. I'm sorry.
No. All
It's
these
funny
other
'cause
ones are like 2 paragraphs, and this is 1 sentence.
If it's what I'm thinking, like it came to me like that.
Ugh, I'll be
Yeah,
so
that's
mad.
I think you're going to be mad. I think you're going to be
I
mad.
I'm
think
sure I'm going to
I
be
think
mad
once
because I'm
you
sure
hear
it's
you-
fucking obvious.
It's one of those overthinking it because of the pressure of this game.
Like we had a conversation about this on the pod. It was a conversation.
Did you think my strike was meant for you? Crown of Gilded Bones. I'm just going to go with Poppy. I have no idea the instance, though. I have no idea.
0 points. Amanda, you have the opportunity to steal.
It is King Valen when he comes to save Poppy, and he's like going like
Oh,
this to the thing
yeah,
behind
you're
her,
right.
and then she's like,
Yes, correct.
I feel sad. I'm like, once you know it, you're like, mother.
50 points.
I have
Amanda.
no idea. Would have never got that in a million years.
Funny, eh?
Okay, I got to do some math. Let me get my phone.
Is that the true reason you don't want to tell us? Is because you haven't added them up together?
Correct. I am not doing math on the spot, friends. Oh no, my
That's fair
phone
enough.
died. Okay, hold on. I gotta get my computer.
Your real
calculator out.
calculator.
My
Did
computer.
you
Your
own a
abacus
calculator?
out.
Yeah, get my abacus out. Okay, all right, hold on.
That's funny.
Okay, so I'm gonna do. Oops, numlock needs to be on. That would help.
Whoop, there it is.
I'm not even mad I didn't get that one because that was not obvious to me. Sorry.
You don't think so?
That's kind of nice though. That's good because it's worse when you're like, oh my god,
I know, I'm
knew
like,
that. That's
if-
worse.
Yes.
So
If I had been pissed, I'm like, that was not
Right.
obvious to me.
so that's good then because
So
then
I
you don't
feel
feel
better.
like if you
I
had
feel
like
like I
you
missed
could've
out on
gotten
100
it.
points.
So, yes.
At least it was a smaller point one, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is the worst if you would have known after, and then you'd be
I
like, kicking
know.
yourself. So
I
that's
know.
kinda nice.
Once you said it, I'm like, oh yeah, that was that, but
You're
I
like,
never
do
would have
remember
guessed
that,
it.
but yeah.
Holy
That
F,
wasn't a big
this
enough
was
moment.
so close. Oh, okay, I'm not going to tell you who won. I'm going to tell you the points first. Just listen to how close this was. Okay, the winner got 975 points. The loser got 900.
Okay.
You guys were off by 75 points. The winner
If I lost and I
was-
could have won it, I would be so mad.
From
Amanda is the winner.
Yes.
Amanda's the winner.
I haven't won a Bookish Breakdown in a long time, and I'm like, please, I have
I can't
three on
believe how
this
close that
board.
was. So like Amanda got a lot more points, but Kristen's were worth more. So like it was like I have 1, 2, 3,
Interesting.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 instances where Amanda got points. Kristen had 6. So but Kristen's were worth more. So it was 75 point
Mine
difference.
were all like the half.
Take her
half.
home.
That's
They were the
wild.
half points.
Damn.
If you'd picked
Good-
an
good
easier
game,
quote, I
you
would have
guys.
won.
I almost. So there was the for 100 or the point for 200, and I was literally like, I'm gonna pick 200 because at least Kristen can't get full points on it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Whereas if
Yes.
I would have done the other way, so if I would have done the other way, you probably could have won that. Like, oh, thank goodness for my pick because you would have got 200, and I would have like,
That was a really good
If I
match.
got it,
guys.
I don't
Very
even remember what
close.
that quote was.
I don't either. So I forgot to remind everyone, but the
Oh, yes.
standings were. Oh, Kristen and Katie were both tied for 5 points each in the lead. I am in last with 3, so I'm still in last with 4. Yay!
Woo! I can't believe how close this is, though.
I know.
And in case you need a reminder,
crazy.
the
Yeah, that was
first
close.
person to 10 points gets a book, and the other 2 have to pay for it for them. So
Yes.
Kristen and I are halfway. Amanda's 1 point away from half. But Kristen and I face off next week, so one of us is taking the lead by ourselves.
Ooh,
Yikes.
One step closer.
Yeah.
One step
All
closer
right.
to the edge. Homework time?
Homework
Homework
time. Professor Katie is not prepared. Bear with me 1 minute.
I have it if Professor Katie wants it.
You know what? Professor Katie is going to hand it over to substitute Professor Kristen.
Substitute Professor Kristen.
Take her away.
Okay, friends. So for next week, we're going to read chapters 12 through 22, which are hunted. Sorry. Can't read. Hunted. Literally the next one's haunted. So in fairness.
Oh,
they
interesting.
are, yeah.
Yes. So we're reading Hunted, Jesus, through The Maiden Unveiled because
Ooh,
we
I'm
don't have
so
chapter
excited to read that
numbers.
chapter from his point of
Me
view.
Too.
Yep.
Me too.
So those are your chapters. Read up, friends.
That's the homework.
And please and thank you. Would you all just comment something for us? We're just waiting for that first comment of like, oh my God, I love your pod. Or, oh my gosh, you guys are so annoying. Or, oh my gosh, I love that book. Like just anything in reference to the fact that you listen to us.
Yes, please help us grow. We want more people to find us, and comments and likes and shares. That helps so much. We're very teeny tiny and we want to get big. So, well, not big, but you know what I mean. We want more friends in our book club.
Go big or go home, man. Yeah. We want to be international.
We want to be as big as Kieran's dick.
Yeah, on the table. Anywho, you can find us at Your Bookmark Pod on all of your favorite social media platforms. And you can email us. And that is yourbookmarkpod@gmail.com.
Woo!
So,
all right, friends.
Until then,
see you next chapter.
See you
I wasn't sure if you were saying it or not.
I almost cut it.
You. We'll all say it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. See you at our
next chapter.
You guys are terrible.
Bye. Goodbye. Da-na-na-na-na.
Oh, crushed it.
Oh, man.